Philadelphia. I'm Bruce Buffer. It's time for the Anthony Gorgano Show.
Live from the Xfinity studio. Well, good morning. Happy Tuesday across the Delaware Valley, June the 2nd, as we finally have closure. Feels good to have closure. The Eagles yesterday, as expected, as the calendar hit June 1st, sent A.J. Brown to the Patriots for that 2028 number one. Also got a little sweetener, a fifth-round pick in the 27 draft. So A.J. Brown gets his wish. He's a Patriot. And the Eagles, as we knew the divorce was going to happen, consummated it. Well. Welcome. This is the Anthony Gargano Show. And we're brought to you by the Bet Park Sportsbook online casino app. Lots of stuff with the NFL futures, Myles. Garrett to the Rams. Oh, scary. Lots to do. Of course, we're brought to you by all of our friends from Wawa and Xfinity and the Bet Park Sportsbook online casino app. So he's gone. And we knew this was going to happen. This is something we expected, and it did. Will they miss him? Of course they're going to miss him. But the way things were going, the way things transpired between AJ and Jalen, it had to happen. And you just got to hope that he's on the downturn and you're able to get a number one pick. For next year, yeah, they'll miss him. Now, will they miss that AJ? The AJ that was dispirited, that, you know, a lot was talked about, you know, giving up on routes. And at times I think he did that. I also think at times there was a lot of miscommunication. He was unhappy. I think the OC had a big part of it. I think Jalen had some part of it, right? So it was all there that added to the kind of stew of frustration. And the bottom line is it had to happen. And sometimes you see it and there is a less is more situation that comes from it. You hope it is. They have more depth at receiver. Obviously, they're going to miss the great talent that was A.J. Brown. You know, it's a lot of catches and a lot of yards. Over the last 4 seasons, A.J. Brown was the fifth top receiver in the league when it comes to yards. Number 5, all right, behind the usual suspects, Chase and Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson and Smith and Jigba. And there was AJ right there. A lot of touchdowns, a lot of catches, a big part of the Super Bowl, a huge part of the success. It was a great trade when they got him from Tennessee. And much like we lived through the T.O. thing, this came about. Now, from what I hear, there's people are upset. Teammates are going to miss him, right? I mean, that's all part of it. He was well liked, unlike T.O. that created a rift in the room. There wasn't the same rift and I lived through the T.O. situation, and there wasn't the same rift that's here now. Obviously, Jalen and AJ could not just coexist. More to do with AJ than the Jalen, but he lost faith in the quarterback. I do think that he didn't want a different kind of role. He didn't want to sit there and say, "Hey, you know what? It's all about winning." Because I don't think it's all about winning. I think it's a big part of it, and I think he wants to win. But I also think there's a lot of personal goals that come into it. I'll say this: good luck with Drake May. You may get a lot of targets, but I don't know that Drake May is going to be your panacea. The old adage of the grass is not always greener. We'll see about AJ. But for us, all we care about is the birds. And now they move on. It's a huge headache that's gone, a huge pall that was hanging over the organization. And now you got it, new OC, you got a number one draft pick that teams loved. Teams just love Mekhi Lemon. They think he's a baller, contested, great with contested catches, even though he's a lot smaller than AJ. He can high point, can jump, good athlete, tough kid. So you have that, and then you have DeVonta being unleashed. So the hope is that with DeVonta unleashed, him as the number one receiver with Mekhi Lemon, and then you got Dontavius Wicks and Hollywood Brown, that they're deeper in the room. And then that translates into this new Mannion offense. So a lot has to happen, right? Like they're going to go through it. You got to get that run game rolling. Like that's the whole key to this coming season is going to be the run game. It's the most important thing out there. It's the most important. It's paramount that they get that run game fixed. If they get the run game fixed, things will start to fall into place with the new offense. That's what has to happen. And I'm going to miss him. I loved A.J. Brown. He was a great dude. Been in his company. Wonderful guy. Know he's very close to Big Dom. He FaceTimed Big Dom yesterday. Got emotional in his departure. I heard all about that. And I think there's people that are going to miss him. But now it's gone, and they need to move on, and they need to move on and embrace this offense. So Jalen appears to be, everything that I've heard is all in on the offense. This is what it has to be. That's the only way they'll get back to a Super Bowl. Now, the road just got a lot tougher with the Rams getting Myles Garrett. They get Myles Garrett for 4 picks and Jared Verse. Scary. They already got Jalen Watson and Trent McDuffie. So, to go in their secondary. Their secondary was an issue. Now you add Myles Garrett to their front. Oh, man, they are a frightening team. We'll see what happens with Puka and his drama on their offense, because that's the one thing about that. If Puka is not right, we'll see. But, it's McVay. It's Stafford. I mean, that's a great team. Good morning, VG.
What's up, buddy? I don't know how to process today. It's like, I thought I'd feel a big sense of relief. But I don't know. It feels like a difficult morning. I'm a little bummed. It didn't feel, I don't know. They're saying Howie sounded solemn in the press conference. It's curious that they didn't be recorded, I don't think. I haven't seen any recordings of it. I think it was just a Zoom. So you can't really digest Howie's vibe.
Well, I can tell you, he is very bummed.
Yeah.
Like that's not fake. He was bummed out.
Yeah, it doesn't.
I mean, AJ, it's the weirdest thing in the world, because we have this correlation with Terrell Owens, and it's complete. He's
a wackadoodle. You knew that,
right? There's like similarities in that he's a great receiver, right?
Yeah,
and there are issues with the quarterback. T.O. had issues with Donovan, right?
Yes,
it splittered that team. There were some teams that were some guys on that, especially on defense, that were pro T.O. Right? Like There was part of it. They saw the flaws in 5 and the whole thing. So there's some similarities. But AJ's not T.O.
Like, you knew T.O. could not stay.
Right.
You knew.
And T.O. was as diva, as they come. AJ's not diva. AJ's more emotional. Like,
yes.
He is prone to these emotional swings, and if things aren't going well, he's hurt, right, emotionally.
And he's part of, it was a great run. 2
Great
Super
run.
Bowls. You win a Super Bowl. He's got touchdowns at both of them. It's just, someone's in the chat like, come on, VG, you knew it was coming. I knew it was coming, but I thought I'd be like, all right, it's over. Let's move past it. But I was like, doesn't feel like a Howie slam dunk. I feel like Howie did not get the better deal here. He got a 1 in 2028, not as valuable as a 1 in 2027. Well, he got a 5th.
Well, here's the thing. Well, I don't know what you expected to get.
I expected, he's a better player than Jalen Waddle, and I expected to get a 1 and a 3, which Jalen Waddle got.
Yeah, but you're not going to get that because it's the player that forced the trade.
I know, but
So
Howie's usually the wizard.
you can't make something
I
out of
believe
nothing. That's
he's the
ridiculous.
wizard.
So forget about wizard. If I'm another team in the league, I'm just not going to spend what you want me to spend. Like you got to trade.
I know the one in 2028 is like, I know it's a one's. Howie's trying to say a one's a one. A one's not a one. A one in 2027 is more valuable than a one in 2028. It just is right now.
Well, I mean, okay, we got to see how
they're not better.
Yeah, but
number one receiver.
Here's the thing. Well, I'll push back on you. We think the 27 draft class is going to be really good, but they haven't played it down in college football yet.
Of course.
All right. So, all right, take it for what it is. And by the way, if they need to trade up at some point in next year's draft, they could do it. Like you could still the 28. Once you're in 27's draft, the 28 draft all of a sudden becomes very valuable.
I would say it becomes valuable. I don't know, because you have like 3 or 4 teams with multiple first rounds in 2027, and they're going to be able to outbid you.
Okay, but it's still a huge value having number one pick. I mean, I don't know what you want. Yeah. You're not getting. I don't know.
You're saying a one's a one, a one's not a one.
Well, it is a one. I agree with him. I disagree with you.
Yeah.
It's true though. I mean, like, what is a one? Like, what do you want? Like, you weren't getting a 27-1. The Patriots weren't going to give that up. You had to trade him. You had a gun to your head. Like, I don't know what unrealistic expectations you had.
I wanted a one next year.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
You know why?
It doesn't.
I want a Lamborghini. My car
Usually,
is in the shop. I had to drive back to my house for the piece of crap car that I have, right? To go use my wife's car and then drive, right? Yeah. I want a nice car, but unfortunately, I can't have a nice car.
I know, but we're so used to when these trades happen, we're used to being like, yeah, Howie fleeced.
Well, that's ridiculous. That's a childlike reaction to this thing. You're intelligent. You understand the landscape. You weren't going to be able to get a 27-1.
I realize that. I could be bummed about not happening.
All right.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what to say. I mean, grow up, maybe. I don't know. Like,
you would be the first person to tell me that.
You knew this was happening. I told you it was going to be a 28-1. The whole world told you that.
Yeah, I know. It doesn't feel good when the reality sets in. That's all. We'll have to feel the way I feel.
Sometimes I feel like I'm working with a child.
You are.
Am I working with Massimo? Massimo's not even bummed.
First of all, I don't smell as good as Massimo, so you're definitely not working with Massimo. Hey, Dave LA79. He's got a super chat in here. At the end of the day, Howie gave up a first and a third for a first and a fifth with 4 years of tread on the tires and a Lombardi trophy in the cabinet. I like the optimism.
That's smart.
Dave LA again, $5. Let's see how good the 27 draft is when NIL money makes these kids stay in college for another year.
My point exactly. That's exactly right. Hey, what are you doing?
Moss, get off the computer.
What are you doing? You want to do the show? Who is it, Dave LA?
Yeah, Dave LA.
Dave LA. Come on in, baby.
Yeah.
Oh, God. I'm shocked that you're like this little boy.
Well, look at it. We didn't get a one coming up. We're not better. Our wide receiver room is not better.
If you didn't know it was coming for 6 months, all right.
I mean, a fifth doesn't excite me.
It's capital. It's all about capital. What? It's all about capital. Fifth doesn't excite me. Oh, okay. I mean, this is he put you in this predicament by telling the world I want out. AJ Brown put you in the predicament.
I know.
The Rams were serious. Now, it had nothing to do with the physical.
You don't think?
No. No. It had everything to do with they didn't want to spend that cap. And look what happens. Myles Garrett falls in their lap.
Mm-hmm. That's problematic.
I mean, that's a huge problem.
Yeah, because that
huge problem.
That defense is
far
better this
year. You rated Kansas City secondary.
Yes.
Right? You get McDuffie, who's fabulous, Watson, who's very good, and this is kind of where you look up, man. Their defense is, you still got Kobe Turner. Like, dude, they're unbelievable. It's scary. Now the only thing about them, and this is why I'm not giving up on 27 is, I mean, I don't know what's going on with Puka Nacua. He's got issues, man.
Yes.
He's in rehab. All right?
Yes.
He's like, you hear a lot of stories around him. Some of them were like, we would be a little worried, or a lot worried if they were happening in Philadelphia.
Oh yeah, we'd be losing our minds.
Big Dom would be very busy.
Wouldn't happen here
if he was in Philadelphia. So you got that specter, and you got, I mean, listen, Stafford's great.
I think that's part of it. I see the Rams got
healthy.
better. I don't think the Eagles are not better today than they were yesterday, and the Rams got better. The Rams, man, they just don't care about their picks.
No, they never do.
No, man.
Because here's why. They hit on all their late picks.
It's crazy.
I've never seen anybody master the draft like that.
No.
They give up their early picks, and then they get gems throughout the rest of the draft. Their scouting is ridiculous because that you're able to pull what they pull. In fact, you should look up their drafts, and you can see that they have like 3 picks, and they're all become starters. 5th round, 4th round, 5th round, 7th round.
He's right on Howie's heels for GM of the year.
I mean, it is what it is.
Here we got Big Farts checking in. Howie got fleeced by a hated enemy after not being able to hire a top offensive coordinator, signed a bunch of 07 Nissan Ultimate receivers, and the O-line's old and beat up.
Fartsy, my God.
And that guy's a comedian. Can't wait to go see his show. Funny guy.
Fartsy, my God, dude. He got fleeced by who?
A rival, a hated enemy, Patriots.
How did he get fleeced? You got 4 years of AJ Brown's production, right? And like my man Dave L.A. said, you got a Lombardi in the cabinet, and you got a guy that's 4 years now. He's 4 years older. And there is tread, and coming away with a 1 and a 5, I'm fine. I don't think that's a fleece piece at all. It's not a fleece piece. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, even I don't think it's a fleece piece.
Come on, Fartsy. I know you're being funny, but it's not it. That's not right. Now, again, do I think they're better? I don't even know what this team is. Like, I mean, the brain has them falling. Mm-hmm. Could that happen? Yeah, I guess. If the offense is such a big question mark that it's impossible for me to tell you that, they're definitely a Super Bowl contender. They have a Super Bowl defense. That I know.
I would agree with you on that. I think everyone would agree with you on that.
I think their defense is great. That'll keep them in games while they're figuring out the offense. If you have a competent OC, and remember, they haven't had you had the Kellen Moore situation, which was great for 1 year. But if Mannion, it's a big if. I don't know. But if Mannion's competent, this is how the NFL is run. And this is how modern offenses work. It should help the run game, and it should help Jalen. Because the more play action, the more used in the middle of the field. I mean, that offense, and let's be honest, even when they won the Super Bowl, they won the Super Bowl because their O-line was one of the greatest O-lines since, it was probably the best O-line since the Hogs.
Right.
All right? Their O-line was absurdly good. That they were playing big play run game. Big play run game. Like, stack the box. They stacked the box, and Saquon goes for 68.
Yeah, you couldn't stop it.
Like, that, they won because they had a great defense, great front. Jalen Carter was out of his mind. You had Cooper and Quinyon come in, and they were great defensively. Zach Bond. But their pass game was woeful. It wasn't good then. When you have that kind of run game, you should be able to throw for a million.
Does anyone believe the run game is going to get even close to that again? I don't know if I'm there with that. They're all older. Saquon's 2 years older.
Yeah, but it's not about first of all, I don't really see anywhere. I didn't see anywhere in Saquon. I just didn't see any places for him to go. I also saw him trying to make something out of nothing, right? So, but he didn't look slow. He didn't look anything like. He looked to me like he was trying to make big plays out of nothing, and he couldn't do it. So I'm not as worried about that.
It feels like time catches up at some point. He's got a lot of tread. He was injury prone with the Giants. So, I mean, I don't know.
I mean, he's been healthy.
With time.
And there was And even last year, there were moments when he still looked like himself. Like when he did get free, when there was kind of space, he looked like himself.
You got Fit Dad with a $10 super chat. He says, I think Hurts will have more reason to step up his game, and Lemon will be our VJ Edgecombe of the season. I'm not worried about our offense. It can't be worse than last season.
Well, I mean,
I don't know if that's. I don't know if you could say that's a fact. You have a first-time play caller. Injuries can happen on the offensive line.
Yeah, here's where I would disagree with Fit Dad. I don't know, worry's the word. I'm just concerned because a lot has to go right with the offense. Mannion has to be legit. Jalen has to work in that offense. I don't know if he can work in that offense. I'm hoping he can, and I think he can, but I don't know. I mean, he just may not be. They may not be his offense. So quarterbacks have strengths and weaknesses. That offense may not be for him. I don't know.
I think he's going to improve in that sense. It's just like when you look at the receiving room now, it's tough. It's tough to get excited about. We went from having a top 5 wide receiving room to, I don't know, middle of the room.
I like Lemon. I like Lemon, and I here's where I'll agree with Fit Dad. I like Lemon. I love.
Told us he can't get off press coverage against NFL-sized defenders.
Right, but that's with him on the outside. He's not going to be on. They're going to put him in motion, and he's going to work the slot. But so just like there's strengths and weaknesses of every running back, quarterback, there's strengths and weaknesses with receivers. He's not A.J. Brown, who just, you could throw the ball up to him on the outside. That's not Mekhi Lemon.
Right.
But Mekhi Lemon's going to work in the slot. They're going to put him in motion, and he's going to go after the ball. Like, that's what he's going to do. And I think he'll be fine. I think DeVonta will step his game up. Like, if you ask me of the one piece of the remaining offense that I feel most comfortable with, it's DeVonta Smith. I think DeVonta Smith is a star, and I can see him having a huge year. Now, I'm worried about the tight end because Goddard, I mean, talk about getting hurt.
Right.
He's your number one. Stowers can't even block. Like, so he's a project. So I'm a little worried. I'm worried about that spot. And I'm worried about. I mean,
with DeVonta, he's going to see. If they're going to roll coverage, anyway, it's going to be him. How's he going to handle the extra coverage? Because you're not going to really be worried about Lemon and TV and Wicks right now. It's not going to be a concern. Like if you're a defensive coordinator, those two guys don't scare me. I'm sorry.
You don't know anything about Mekhi Lemon.
I know that he's slow.
Like, you haven't seen him play down.
I know that he's slow, and you tell me he stinks against NFL-sized defenders.
Stinks. I said he struggled to get off the ball in the Notre Dame game. Because they have NFL quality corners,
right, which is
that blanket him in one game.
Thank you.
In one game.
All right.
Oh, God. What am I doing?
I rest my case. Counselor, I rest my case.
Rest your case of what?
You just told me. You just told me what I was saying.
No, I do.
He struggles against NFL quality receivers.
Go to the other room.
All right.
Oh, my God. All right, lots to get to. We will talk to Bo Wulf, the great Bo Wulf, and have an intelligent football conversation. We will talk to Baldy. Thank God.
Thank God Baldy's here.
We will talk to Mike Giardi. Mike Giardi covers the Patriots for the NFL Network. So we're going to talk to Mike about AJ going up there. So lots to cover with football coming up. And in our Love Philly Hour, this is where VG shines. You're great at the Love Philly Hour. The sports
love Philly.
The sports stuff, but the Love Philly stuff, you're great at. Fergie,
I can't agree with you every day. Sometimes we don't agree with each other.
It's not about agree, disagree. I don't care if you agree or disagree or not. It's about being a child, talking nonsense. Oh my God. Fergie and Poe will join us.
Yeah. And
how about this crew?
Yes. It'll be Lunatic Hour.
All right. Talking about Love Philly and Philly icons. Fergie of Fergies and Mr. Center City, who came to America with $40 in his pocket from Ireland and made an amazing imprint on our city. And Poe, you want to have a sandwich? You want to have a ridiculous sandwich? Poe is a character, man. All right, lots to do. Let's talk about our friends. Let's talk about the Bet Park Sportsbook online casino app. We got hockey tonight.
Finally.
Yes, we got hockey.
Something.
We got Tampa. We got Vegas and Carolina. And I like Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
I think I like, as much as I do not want Torts and Carter Hart to win.
Gotta be kidding me with the Knicks
and I like Brindy, right? So I kind of want Carolina, but I think
Kings are up to minus 162.
Yeah, I don't know. I got a weird feeling about Vegas. But check it all out. Tomorrow night, NBA Finals tip-off. You can bet it all on the Bet Park Sportsbook online casino app, plus all the casino games. New customers get up to $500 casino bonus back in your first 24 hours, plus 250 spins on the soccer theme slot game, Gold Trio Soccer. BetParks.com is all the details. Got to be 21 in PA, New Jersey, Michigan, Maryland. If you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Spring is here, and that also means pest season is right around the corner. Ants, spiders, bees, and other unwanted pests, they become way more active this time of year, making now the perfect time to protect your home. That's why our friends at Evans Pest Control are running a spring sales event for new customers. If you're new to Evans Pest Control, you get 5% off general pest control services when you book your first treatment. All you have to do is use the promo code SPRING5 when you schedule your service. This offer runs through May 31st, and it applies to standard general pest control treatments designed to keep your home protected from seasonal pests. Just mention or enter the code SPRING5 when booking your service to receive 5% off your service. It's a great time to get ahead of the pest problems before they start. So if you're looking for reliable pest protection this spring, who isn't? Reach out to Evans Pest Control. Schedule your service and use the code SPRING5 to save 5% during their spring sales event. Learn more at evanspestmgmt.com.
Our man on the ground, he's solid and sound. He's on the hunt for Eagles news. Handsome and astounds, clever and profound. We're talking Eagles with Bo Wulf.
Eagles with that Bo Wulf on the Xfinity Mobile call-in line. Good morning, Bo.
Good morning, cuz. We finally got to the end of the road. How are you?
Yes, I'm fine. Unlike my buddy over here, my little buddy is upset.
Oh, Bubba. Poor VG.
Part of a normal, healthy grieving process. Sorry, guys. Sorry.
Yeah, but I mean,
Grieving.
he's been on his deathbed for 6 months.
Beef jerky. I need some beef jerky to toughen me up today.
My God. Dude, I thank God you're here. Oh, God. All right. Let's go 50,000 feet and then work our way down, all right? So it finally happened. Your overall thoughts on the compensation?
I think that obviously the Eagles would rather have A.J. Brown happy on the roster. That would have been their number one choice. They talked to A.J. at the end of the season, and it felt like there was maybe a path back. And then the more they talked as the offseason went on, it became very clear that A.J. wanted out and by hook or by crook was going to make that happen. And so once you accept that, I think that Howie Roseman did well. And you can criticize Howie for a lot of things. One thing that I think you can rely on him for is that when he has an asset to unload, he is going to make sure he squeezes everything out of that and gets the best price. And I think that this was the best price. Now, I think that the Eagles will tell you that, you know, they invite the variability of the future pick. And I think they are right to do that. I think you can compare this compensation to the Waddle trade. And we say AJ is a much better player than Jalen Waddle, and Waddle goes for a first and a third. But it's a little bit reductive to call it a first and a third when you know that one of those picks is the 30th pick overall, right? The combined value of that's about the 25th pick if you add the third on. There's a real chance, a good chance, that in 2028, this Patriots pick is a top 15 pick, top 10 pick, something like that. That's a possibility. And so the Eagles embrace that. You can also complain that, you're losing A.J. Brown and you're not going to get the benefit of, what you got for him to help the 2026 Eagles. That is true. And the Eagles sort of had to adjust their offseason plan, knowing they weren't going to have A.J. Maybe you don't use a first-round pick on Mekhi Lemon if A.J. Brown is on your team. All of that is true. I think the Eagles made the best of a bad situation, but there's also no doubt that the 2026 Eagles are worse for it.
Yeah, I mean, dude, I like you can't put the AJ wanting out of the equation. You can't take that out of the equation. I mean, that's the crux of the problem, right? Like everybody wants AJ here, right? I talked to people yesterday. They're all sad, right? Right? They all wanted him here. They loved AJ. They knew it had to happen. And it was, and Howie's got to go, all right, well, I got a team to run. If my man wants out and, it's irreconcilable differences, then, it is what it is. I got to get the most out of it. And I thought he did. I mean, so like you weren't getting the 27. Did I want the 27? Of course I wanted the 27 first rounder. But you weren't getting it. So you got 28 and you made something out of it. And we'll see. Obviously they're not better without him.
Right. And I think if you were ranking the picks you would want from the Patriots, you would go 27 first, but then you would go 28 first and then 26 first. You don't want that 26 first round pick. That it would lock you into a late pick and a bad draft. I also think it's worth saying, of course, they would have rather had AJ here. AJ is a good soldier. But I don't think anybody wanted AJ back just going through the motions again, right? Football is too hard to have to deal with that again. And you've seen it time and time again because you've been around the game for a long time. If you don't have everybody pulling in the same direction, it's not going to work. You're not going to get to the mountaintop, right? And so if they knew that AJ wasn't going to be pulling in the same direction, it wasn't worth being like, all right, let's try to work this out. Like, just come to camp and let's see what you think of the new offense. Like, that headache it's not worth it.
Dude, that's it. And sometimes you see teams come together. Now, I don't know, on paper, obviously they're not better. But, it was last year was the elephant in the room. I mean, it was every week. He was increasingly frustrated by Hurts. He was increasingly frustrated by Patullo. And, you can't have that during the course of the season where a guy's going to cry that he only got 3 targets in a game.
Correct. And I like AJ a lot. I think there's this stretch of his 4 years with the Eagles is the best stretch of any wide receiver in franchise history.
Yeah.
No doubt about it.
Got the 5th most receiving yards in the NFL over those 4 years.
There's also a chance that he's kind of a declining player. That is possible. And, by 2 years from now, this deal is going to look like a real steal. There's also a chance that he has a monster season, goes to the Patriots and balls out like he did with his first year with the Eagles. There's some just like there's variability and upside, downside to the 2028 pick. I think that the same thing exists for what the Patriots are going to get in A.J. Brown.
Yeah, I mean, the other aspect of this whole equation is Drake May ain't Joe Burrow, right? Like, so, I don't know what happened. It's irrelevant now. He's gone. My issue is more about, all right, like we've talked about this, what is this offense going to look like without him? What's the offense? How's it going to be run? And when we think about him off this team, everything goes to DeVonta. And I think DeVonta could be number 1.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up, because I looked at these numbers last night because I was curious about it. And even I was.
Without AJ on the field?
Without A.J. Brown on the field, you rank every wide receiver in the NFL in yards per route run, right? The best measure for efficiency. Over the past 4 seasons combined. Number 1 in the NFL, Puka Nacua. Number 2 in the NFL, Tyreek Hill. Number 3 in the NFL, Dallas Goedert. Number 4 in the NFL, DeVonta Smith. So over the past 4 years, it's a small sample size, but the games that A.J. Brown has not played or when he's been off the field, if you're wondering, can DeVonta hold up to that with Jalen Hurts? So far, the history has been absolutely. He looks like one of the most productive wide receivers in the NFL when A.J. Brown is not on the field. The Dallas Goedert thing, I don't think that we can necessarily rely on just because he is a declining player health-wise, but I think it speaks to his ability to win over the middle of the field and be the one to take advantage of sort of the yak stuff. But the bigger question, you're absolutely right, is can DeVonta handle the mantle as the number one guy? I think he can.
Well, and the other aspect of this whole equation is now what's behind DeVonta, right? Like when you had AJ and DeVonta, you had nothing behind them. All right, like let's be
Correct.
real. Like you had nothing. And now you have credible receivers. You got Lemon, you got Dontavius Wicks, and you got Hollywood Brown, right? And our boy Cooper. Like you got depth. Like, I mean, yeah, it's not as good as a 1-2, obviously, but at least there's some depth and there's guys that can do certain things.
Yeah, and that's the part that is going to be on Jalen and Mannion, right? Can Mannion scheme different guys open? And is Jalen willing to throw the ball to a wider array of characters than he has been in the past? His target share historically has always been the most narrow in the NFL. Like the highest percentage of his throws goes to the top three guys. But that's also how the roster was built with A.J. Brown and DeVonta Smith and Dallas Goedert. It's a little bit like the NBA cuz where you had that transition from, okay, give me a big three, I just need my stars, to now in the NBA, you need a deep team, right?
Yeah.
You need to not have a weak link, and you need to have guys fresh and running through. I think what the Eagles hope they have now is a wide receiver group that has made that transition and is now there are no Jahan Dotsons, Quez Watkins who are on the field and you're not going to throw them the ball. Anybody could get the ball at any moment, but it's most likely going to be DeVonta.
Yeah, I think, you look at some of the great offenses, right? When you look at the Bears, like that's a Mannion type of scheme. Ben Johnson, it's all in the same family. And like, if you tell me that the Eagles become the Bears offense, I would jump for joy if that's the end result.
For sure. I think that'd be great. And I think the thing that you borrow from that is they're going to try to be run first once again.
You have to. They were run first last year. They couldn't run. I mean, even with A.J. Brown, the truth of the matter is they weren't a good passing team. They were, even in the Super Bowl year, they weren't good. They had spells where they couldn't complete balls. They had quick 3-and-outs. We can't have, as what we had in droves, especially last year, were all the 3-and-outs.
Oh, yeah, God. Awful. Late to the line. I mean, there's no doubt that the operation is going to look better this year. So.
All right. Before we go ahead.
Can I just, before we move
Gilligan.
on? Thanks, Skipper. That sample size, your numbers about DeVonta without AJ.
Yeah.
What is the sample size? You said it's small, but what is it?
It's like 250 routes run.
Okay.
For DeVonta over that time. Compare, for instance, Puka's got like 1,600.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that. But it's not tiny. And we remember like some of those games. One of them is in the playoffs. That Bucks game, DeVonta had a relatively big game. And listen, when they've been on the field together in the playoffs, DeVonta has been more productive.
Well, yeah, because AJ's getting the coverage, all the coverage attention.
Well, why isn't that the case in the regular season?
I don't know.
It's not simple.
I'm not sitting here and telling you DeVonta is a better player than AJ.
Real quick, Bo. VG simplifies it where, well, then you just roll coverage DeVonta's way. It's not like that. Defenses don't do that unless you have a certain skill where you're looking at where you're going to play. You're going to bracket a guy down the field. People say all the time, how does Smith and Jigba go for 12 catches and 15 catches and can't you roll covers? It doesn't work that way. That's how you scheme guys. That's why Smith and Jigba every week gets 17 targets and over 150 yards. Bo?
I think you're right. It's how they use him. They move him around. And I would expect that the Eagles are going to do that. I mean, listen, the Eagles are building the offense this offseason with DeVonta Smith in mind, right? Like Sean Mannion is thinking about the passing game in terms of how do I get DeVonta open? I think that's what he's spending his time on.
That makes sense, little buddy?
Let's hope he knows what he's doing.
I think my roster building thought is they've done the best they could here. The thing that I am a little bit worried about is how much they had to think about replacing AJ in terms of what they were doing this offseason, knowing that they weren't going to get compensation for this year. And so because they have to use the first-round pick on Lemon and trade for Wicks and sign him, what would they have done otherwise if if figuring out how to fill out the wide receiver room was not their number one priority?
Yeah, it's interesting, but I think tight end, they might have been more like if AJ was here,
Yeah.
I think they do whatever they can to get Sadiq, right? Like
or an offensive lineman,
right? Like I think you
Yeah.
get more of a tight like like Stowers is a project because you're gonna have to block to stay on the field.
Yeah.
Goddard wouldn't be here, and they would have a big time tight end. It's kind of how to answer your question. That's how I believe it. It's a Taco Tuesday, a Wawa Taco Tuesday, and it's the end of AJ Brown and the AJ Brown era. Bo, I'll ask you let's talk about Wicks for a second because
Sure.
Wicks is going to be the outside guy, the tall receiver that plays that role on the outside, who's got size to him, plays bigger.
Can win against man, they hope.
What's that?
Can win against man coverage, they think, yeah.
Exactly. Because Mekhi, the kid, you're going to have to play him in the slot and move him around. He'll play some on the outside, but you got to put him in motion.
That's exactly right. And that's what we saw last week. Now, it's exciting. We get to see practice again today, hopefully on the actual practice field, which will be good. I don't know. I would hope that Wicks will be at practice today. He wasn't there last week, so I want to see how sort of the rotation looks as they're moving guys in, because last week it was there was no Wicks and there was no Hollywood Brown in team drills. So I want to see how they're sort of rotating those guys through. But last week, Mekhi Lemon was involved early and often, and he was that motion guy at the snap very often.
True or false? Are you more excited for Wicks than Brown?
True.
Yeah.
If you're asking me who's going to have a more productive season, it's definitely Wicks.
Yeah, I see it the same way.
Yeah,
follow the money. I mean,
right?
He's guaranteed his money for next year. Yeah.
But I was wondering, because I think people I don't know that people, and I'll ask you, VG, like the Wicks piece of it. Now he's not AJ Brown, so I'm not saying he's a top flight receiver, but as a guy that slots in as a 2-3, I mean,
if he slots in as a 3, I'm comfortable with that. Yeah. He's better than Dotson.
Well,
but as a 2, he doesn't impress me as a 2.
But the 2-3 is kind of he really will play the 2 in that Mekhi Lemon is the slot guy. Right. So, he's really kind of slotted in to play that role. So
production-wise, he's the 3, but he lines up like the 2 when you're in.
Correct. So,
like if Wicks gets the second most wide receiver targets, I'd be worried.
So here's the thing. Last year, let's just go, forget the tight end spot, all right? But last year, just the receivers. Mm-hmm. It's DeVonta, and Dotson. This year, it's DeVonta, Wicks, and Lemon. So while nobody's AJ Brown, the third guy's better.
I mean, maybe. We're talking about a wide receiver.
The third guy's better, but you're probably worse at 1 and 2, right?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Although one is interesting because, he can. I'm real curious about what DeVonta gives you. He's a great route runner. He's got great speed. He glides. I'm a big DeVonta fan.
Me too. I think he could have a monster year. I think that's absolutely on the table.
I'm a huge DeVonta fan. I think he's a fantastic receiver. Great hands, great routes. It's a different beast being a number one at his size, I think.
Well, but again, the routes are going to be different in which they run, right? Like, so, those sideline, all those go balls, I mean, that's not that's not part of this offense.
It's going to have to be some part because Jalen throws a really nice goal ball.
Yeah, but my point is you're the verts is
Well,
you're not
hopefully you want quad verts.
You're not running all those verts.
Right.
Like,
yeah,
it's a different style of offense. So I'm hoping, and it's going to translate where, again, I don't know how well Jalen's going to take to it and how much time it's going to take, and you have a lot of moving parts. But the concepts, and I'll ask you this, Bo, the general concepts of that offense should work with this group of pass catchers.
Yeah, and when I think of DeVonta, what I think of as his superpower is his spatial awareness. He's so good, on the sideline we see it, but also in the middle of the field, just knowing and finding exactly where the little creases are. And I think that's what this offense is going to be about in the passing game for Sean Mannion is finding ways to get not just DeVonta, but Mekhi Lemon as well, because I think that's one of the things that Mekhi Lemon is good at, getting those guys into positions where you can take advantage of that ability and that ability to read the game. And, it's going to take some reps. They're going to have to get things timed up right. Jalen was talking about it last week, how he likes that, like, thematically what makes this offense work is the same thing that Nick Sirianni preaches from a team building standpoint, that, like, you need everybody pulling in the same direction. You need everybody on the same page for it to be successful. I think you could also sort of read that as kind of a subtweet at A.J. Brown, because that's not what he was bringing to the table. But I think DeVonta is ready to do that. And I think it could be a perfect marriage of player and scheme.
I mean, yeah, it could be, and I hope it is. But as someone who's prone to anxiety, going in with a first-time play caller and
of course,
a rookie wide receiver to replace A.J. Brown, it's like, all right, I'm a little anxious. I'm a little nervous about this.
Yeah, that's fine. It could go really wrong. It could be really bad.
It could.
It could go bad, and they could trade the quarterback and fire the coach, and we'll see you next year.
That's all part of it.
That's a possibility.
I'm not ready for all that.
Welcome to life.
Yeah, I mean, like, anxiety with your football team should be the, if that's all you have anxiety about.
Oh, no, that's a laundry list of stuff.
God bless you.
If we want to get into those dark places, we can.
God bless
go
you, my
there.
man.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, I'm
if
worried about that
anxiety over the Eagles, you're living well. All right?
Well, I'm worried
I'll
about
just
that because Howie yesterday, and when talking to us, said, talking about getting the 2028 pick, a first-round pick's a first-round pick. We're going to be playing football in 2028. Like, don't jinx it, Howie.
Well, football's smarter than baseball. Baseball, or the players have way more power in baseball. They may not be playing baseball. They'll be playing football. They'll be playing football. I believe.
I hope so.
Yeah, they'll be playing. Again, it's going to be the most fascinating season in a long time. I keep going to one thing. They have a great defense, and the defense should give them time.
I agree.
We'll keep them in games.
Can I ask you a question?
That's why I don't think that they tumble. Like, even if it takes a minute, and the VG's nightmares come to fruition, they're going to keep in the game. By the way, again, it wasn't like the pass game was any good last year, or even the year before.
I agree with you. Right. I think they could be worse talent-wise, but better from a scheme standpoint, and that leads to a better passing game. I think that's absolutely possible. Can I ask you a question, Cuz?
Yes.
How involved do you think Howie was with Myles Garrett?
Not very. I heard
Really?
no. Yeah.
Okay.
I heard not at all.
Not at all. Interesting.
I mean, the cursory kick the tires, but nothing serious.
I would imagine it's something that they were looking into before they decided to make the Grenard trade, right? They wanted to figure it out.
Yes.
And
the minute they got Grenard, it just wasn't the resources, the money, none of it really works.
But would you have done, let's say you didn't make the
Carter
Bernard trade, Carter and a first and a second? Like, would you have done that?
I wouldn't have done it.
Okay.
No, I wouldn't have done it. Not as is. There's. I love this defense. I think Carter. Now that the shoulders are fixed, I think he's gonna have a monster year. I don't think, and listen, Myles Garrett's incredible, but when you get Bernard, there's really no reason to do that.
Now, I should say this is parroting Eagles talking points a little bit, but part of the benefit of trading A.J. Brown is all the cash that you save. So you can reallocate that to things like a Jalen Carter extension, a Jalix Hunt extension potentially, the eventual Quinyon Cooper DeJean extensions. Like that is a part of the calculation they're making in moving on from A.J. Brown. And the timing of the 28 pick, I don't think they did this on purpose, but it is fortunate that it coincides with potentially having 2 first-round picks at the same time that you are needing cost-controlled contracts because you have extended Quinyon and Cooper and guys like that.
And, the other piece of it is that what are you doing at quarterback, right? If God forbid this offense doesn't work and you don't want to pay Jalen $60 million a year, then you got picks to move up.
Right. Those picks can be dealt now. They don't have to wait until 2028 to use them as assets.
Right. And then if next year is a quarterback draft, that's a break glass kind of situation scenario. But you can't go wrong having picks, right? Like having picks in the coffer, you can't go wrong with.
Especially ones that, are unprotected, can go anywhere.
Where does AJ? We did our Eagles rankings, which I loved. Me, you,
it was a lot of fun.
Franny, and T-Mac, Tim McManus did the top 26, which I loved of this century. Where would you have AJ? Where did you have AJ on your list, and where is AJ in the receiver pantheon?
I think AJ is at the top of the receiver list, ahead of T.O., ahead of Deshaun, ahead of DeVonta. And I think he's somewhere between 10 and 15, probably closer to 15, somewhere along the 13, 14 range.
I got Deshaun. I had Deshaun second.
I agree with you. I would go Deshaun over T.O. too.
Yeah.
If you're ranking impact seasons.
And this is what we were doing. We were ranking this century all Eagles.
Right.
And
since 2000.
Yeah, I had Deshaun Jackson. And by the way, it was close. AJ was so dynamic and you won a Super Bowl, but it's pretty close because D-Jax did it for a long time.
I agree. And he was special in such a unique way. The ability to truly just run by NFL defenders was so awesome, and he was such a good tracker of the deep ball. I loved watching Deshaun play, like my favorite practice player to ever watch because it was so easy for him. But I think you can't argue with AJ's 4-year stretch.
Yeah,
I'm curious, how the legacy of AJ in Philadelphia years down the line, how we all look back at this, how much this divorce sours the feeling.
I'm kind of. It sounds weird. I'm kind of ambivalent in the sense that I don't really blame T.O. Dude, he's just a maniac, right? Come on, man, wackadoo, the whole thing. But I don't have that feeling about AJ. I still like AJ.
I think that's how most people feel. I feel like most people just kind of think, man, this is a bummer.
Yeah.
I wish that it hadn't gotten to this point.
Well,
that's what I was saying. That's a bummer.
That's his face. I just after all these, if no one's coming, I'm shocked that you're this morose.
Oh, I was in denial. Then I had some anger. It's all these stages of grief. It's healthy grief.
That's not healthy grief.
It is.
No, it's not.
What's her name? Kubler-Ross said it was. Dr. Kubler-Ross. Bo, I got to mention it.
They were talking about losing real relatives and friends to death.
Bo, before
maybe he's speedrunning it. Maybe he'll do it in the course of 24 hours. Yeah.
I
just got to. social media is going crazy with some drama that goes back to Hassan Reddick. Do you think that this A.J. Brown situation is strictly on the field stuff?
Well, those are I don't think that it's strictly on the field stuff. I think there's no doubt personality dynamics at play here. I would be really surprised if it all came down to that one theory that's on social media. I think these are stronger men than that, to let that be the reason that he needs to leave town.
All right.
All I can tell you is that someone said some lowlife put some BS story out there.
Yeah.
That's stupid. That's not true.
Here we
I
go.
don't know. I can just tell
Here
you
we go.
what text I got.
Yeah, I'm with you.
All right, brother.
I mean, it's a very human thing to want to look to want to have an explanation for something like this, and just point to one little thing. But yeah, I think 4 years in the making, it does not come down to one thing like that.
Yeah. My man, what's going on today? How you got to approach this whole thing? So we did the emergency pod last night, unpacking it right away. We're going to get to see practice today and also hear from some Eagles players. So we'll bring you all of that this afternoon, and continue unpacking the decisions made by Howie and what's next. But today is a fun day because we get to actually see some football again. So I know, man, it's going to be interesting. I wish I was down there. I want to see some football.
I'll wear those meta glasses for you and just record the whole practice.
Please. And send them to me.
Are they
buddy.
banned down there? Can you wear them to practice?
I'd probably not.
Yeah, I was thinking. I would hope they're banned.
Yeah.
We'll be watching, brother. You're the best. Thank you,
All right.
Bo.
Thanks, guys. Enjoy.
There he is, the great Bo Wulf on the Xfinity mobile call-in line. Football continues with the legend. Baldy is coming up. That's right. Baldy. First, a word for our friends.
This summer, declare your independence from hot, miserable sleep with Ashley Stars and Stripes mattress sale. Stay cool all night with cooling mattresses starting at just $6.99. Plus, for a limited time, save up to $1,000 on select mattresses and pay 0% interest for 60 months. That's 5 full years interest-free on better sleep. So stop sweating through summer nights and sleep cooler, longer, and more comfortably. Freedom from hot sleep starts today at Ashley Stars and Stripes mattress sale. Shop for more deals in-store or at ashley.com. For the past 30 years, Golden Nugget Jewelers has operated out of the very same location in the heart of Philadelphia. Customers from across Pennsylvania, New Jersey, even Baltimore, New York City have come to Golden Nugget Jewelers to find that perfect engagement ring, wedding band, or gift. Their staff is highly trained and dedicated to providing a personalized experience. I've gone there a couple of times. I had to replace a diamond in a ring. I had to get a necklace. They're not pushy. The staff is super informative. It's just a great shopping experience. They have a vast selection of engagement rings and wedding bands, along with high-end watches, fashion jewelry, sparkling diamond necklaces, bracelets, earrings, and everything else you could think of. You receive a final cleaning and written appraisal with every engagement ring purchase. And Golden Nugget Jewelers, they're family-owned. They've been operating since 1987, right there on Chestnut Street at 8th in downtown Philadelphia. You deserve an expert, and you deserve the best price. Golden Nugget Jeweler, where Philly gets engaged. Visit goldennuggetjewelry.com. This summer, declare your independence from hot, miserable sleep with Ashley Stars and Stripes mattress sale. Stay cool all night with cooling mattresses starting at just $6.99. Plus, for a limited time, save up to $1,000 on select mattresses and pay 0% interest for 60 months. That's 5 full years interest-free on better sleep. So stop sweating through summer nights and sleep cooler, longer, and more comfortably. Freedom from hot sleep starts today at Ashley Stars and Stripes mattress sale. Shop for more deals in-store or at ashley.com.
Welcome back. That's right. As we continue the saga. You talking through this therapy over the last hour, did it help you?
No. Well, what would help me with this?
I don't know.
I'm going to have to see Mannion doing what we think Mannion can do. Then I'll feel better.
Yeah, but whether AJ was here or not, it's relevant because the passing game was horrible last year.
Yeah, so was the offensive line. And so was Patullo. I'm hoping the offensive line is healthier. I'm hoping Mannion knows what he's doing.
I don't think the O-line was as bad as people say. I disagree with that. Now, it wasn't as dominant as it was the year before. That's the obvious in the run game. But the passing game was tragically bad. That was not the O-line. It was the OC. It was the OC, the quarterback. It was all that stuff.
Yeah.
And the lack of depth in the receiver.
I don't think Mannion understands the magnitude of anticipation and need we have for him to be good, to be great.
Well,
it's not really fair to him, but he's coming into a powder keg.
Why would he know? He's not going to know that.
No, I know.
Like, you're just coming to do a job. You don't realize that.
I understand.
The entire city rests on like their mental health.
Yes,
is
all on
eyes on that.
Schemes and scheming everybody open.
All right,
let's go.
Let's thank God. Baldy. Baldy. Baldy,
Baldy. Oh, let's talk some football. Baldy. Oh, he likes pizza and football. Oh, Baldy.
Big J. Big J.
Good morning, guys.
What's
How we
going
doing
on,
today? As the world turns, it's a good day here. Getting ready to go on vacation here pretty soon. So, just kind of relaxing a little bit and getting ready for, which is going to be a fun season this year.
Well, it's going to be huge. When you leaving? Thursday? When are we leaving?
Leaving on Thursday. I got to do something in New York City tomorrow night, and then taking off on Thursday morning.
The Asian Trail,
Yes.
as the great explorer does. It's going to be great.
Yes.
All right, let's get started. So, AJ, let's look at it from every perspective. This is something that we all knew was going to happen. And yesterday, just as expected, June 1st, it happened.
Yeah. I mean, it was not just speculated. There was some serious reporting being done on, what was the compensation going to be, all the moves that they have been making, trading for Dontavius Wicks, moving up to trade for Mekhi Lemon or to draft Mekhi Lemon, to bring in AJ Brown. I mean, every single move was pointing to trying to strengthen that position, knowing that they were going to lose AJ. So, I mean, you could read the tea leaves, for the last 2 months that this was going to happen. And really, all the reporting was spot on. 2028 first round pick, blah, blah, blah. I mean, that's, and look, Mike Vrabel, I mean, prior to that draft when AJ was traded to the Eagles 4 years ago, I mean, he said, as long as I'm a Tennessee Titan coach, he's going to be part of this team. Vrabel loved him. He's running that franchise, him and Elliott Wulf. They wanted him. They're not bringing back Stephon Diggs, who led them in receiving last year. And so AJ's their new ex-receiver in New England. He's happy. The Eagles are better, just addition by subtraction. It's not that AJ can't play at a high level, can't change games like he did against the Rams week 3. It's not that he can't do that. It's just that it's just not worth the drama out there anymore.
Yeah, let's unpack that a little bit because my man over here is depressed over the AJ departure. And it's like, listen, I mean, that had to happen. Like, we all saw that AJ was unhappy, that he and Jalen, there was a disconnect on the field, and it just had to happen.
You can, some of these things, reading the book on the sideline, I've been at this thing a long time. Nobody's ever done that. There's been a lot of drama on sidelines throughout the NFL history. I mean, you could go, but nobody's ever pulled out a book and started reading a book. That was a clear signal. Like, the thing was ridiculous.
Well, T.O. did the cell phone. Like, that was
Okay, that's okay. I'm just saying, there's a history to this stuff. All right? But that was more of a gag that was fun. That was, I mean, the cell phone thing. But you know, this was. I thought this. I read a totally different story than what AJ was reading. Like that was a clear message. But you'd see Grant Calcaterra catching a touchdown pass, and everybody celebrating except for a particular receiver. Like it just like you this stuff like you got to build the team. You got to have the chemistry. Seattle had the chemistry this year. They won it all. You get the chemistry, you win a lot of games. You have a chance to win it. If you don't have it, it's going to be hard to win.
So let's look at the Eagles without AJ. So now DeVonta steps up as now the number one receiver. Let's talk about DeVonta and what you see from DeVonta and his impact as the new clear number one target.
Yeah, well, I mean, look, he won the Heisman Trophy for a reason. I mean, he is a guy that your number one is going to draw the most coverage. Can you beat the coverage? He's shown that he can do it. He can get on top of you. He can split double teams. He can read man versus zone. He can read the brackets. Like he's a very smart player. And he's been healthy, and he practices. And so those things all matter. And he's the leader in that clubhouse right now. Now you bring in Hollywood, you bring all these guys in. They've all had moments. DeVonta's had a great career. I've always said it's hard to pay two number one wide receivers. We'll find out how it works out in Dallas. It's hard to pay them and then pay them and feed them. Like it's one thing to pay for them. You can figure out the monetary, but can you feed two number ones where they're both looking for maximum targets? Like it's hard to do.
Yeah, and look, I think they were lucky over the last couple of years because I think DeVonta is a pretty unselfish kind of dude and really kind of slotted into his role and just played football.
Yeah, he did. I mean, I think he played that last game against Washington this year just to get 1,000 yards.
Yeah.
And then they pulled him out. I mean, but it was good. I mean, those things do matter when it comes to contracts and the history and all that kind of stuff. Get him 1,000-yard season. Then he sat down. But no, like he's a route runner. He's a worker. He practices important. He's not bringing any of that drama to the facility on any given day. And so this had to happen. And now that it did happen, some people are a little jaw dropped by it and some people are a little disturbed. But I mean, this thing was building for a long, long time.
But
the other part to this is it does put Jalen under a microscope now.
Yes.
He's got to perform. He's got to perform. Okay. All right, we got rid of some of the drama that might have interfered with how you operated last year. All right.
Yeah. We got rid of the inept OC, an OC that was, you didn't like, and then you got rid of the
got everything. I'm not saying that they're catering to him because then it sounds like he's just, this prima donna.
Yeah.
And he's not a prima donna.
Yeah.
But they are doing everything in their power to allow him to have success.
Agreed.
All right. And so, you draft, you trade up with Dallas to get a receiver. You trade for a receiver, after the draft. You go get Hollywood Brown. You bring back your offense line. Dallas Garrett comes back for another year. Like, basically, and then you change philosophies. Like, everything is there to improve the quarterback's performance and ultimately to win more games.
Yeah.
And big.
You brought up the DeVonta at Alabama. Do you remember the first quarter of the championship game? He had like 198 yards in the first quarter of that game. I remember just going, oh my God. He was like, there's some great college receivers. Like, Jeremiah Smith is nasty. Like, you watch these guys that are open, right? But watch DeVonta Smith that year, and in that game, he was just uncoverable.
Yeah. Yeah, he was, and that led them to drafting him where they drafted him,
Yeah.
and the career that he's having is a great. He's on a great arc, and it
Yeah.
might take off for more this year. So when we start talking about the league's best receivers, I don't know that we ever put DeVonta up there with Jamar or Puka or some of these other guys, Justin Jefferson. And I think he was overshadowed for a good deal of the time when AJ was here because he was just such a physical freak. The way that he attacked the ball, caught the ball with his hands, turned and run after the catch to, run cornerbacks over, take the ball away from, good defensive backs in the end zone on deep balls, all that stuff. Like he was, he was a dominant player here.
So now what's behind him? Now it's going to be interesting, right? Because they don't have the two great receivers, but they have a little bit of depth in that you got Wicks, who will be on the outside, be your tall receiver. You got Lemon that'll work primarily in the slot, right? You got Hollywood Brown to mix in. How do you see the rest of that receiving core?
I'd see it being pretty competitive, honestly. Like, if you're an 11 personnel, what three receivers are going to be on the field? Is Hollywood going to be out there? Is Mekhi Lemon making a statement to be out there right away? It's going to be pretty competitive. Most teams aren't marching out four receivers in any formation. Most. This is a heavy tight end league right now, two back league. And so you're not seeing 3 and 4 wide receivers. So to get onto the field, I think you look at DeVonta, you look at Mekhi Lemon, you look at Hollywood, Dontavius Wicks right now. I liked Darius Cooper last year.
Yeah.
I thought he was a poor man's, AJ Brown. So I think it's going to be very, very competitive to see who's going to get on the field to get a chance at those targets.
How do you assess Wicks for a lot of people that haven't seen him and because they look at Green Bay and they go, oh, you had all those receivers.
One of the reasons why he's here is because Sean Mannion's here, and he had him, he saw him, every day in 2 years up in Green Bay. So, they had Jayden Reed up there. Tucker Kraft took off this year, Christian Watson, Romeo Dobbs. They didn't really have.
Of course, they drafted Matthew Golden from Texas.
They drafted Matthew Golden, who did not do much last year, but they had, they had a hard time keeping everybody healthy at the same time. Watson, had a major injury. So Wicks was that guy that sort of stepped up when some of these guys went down. Dobbs went down. Watson went down. Kraft was lost during the season last year. So he was one of those guys that stepped up. But he came out of Virginia. He's a smart guy. He's 6'2". He's 200, 205. He's got good size. He was a very capable receiver. And so he had his share of days, but I think even Matthew, the head coach, LaFleur, came out and said, like, he didn't believe in number one wide receivers. I didn't believe what he said.
Yeah.
Teams should have number one wide receivers. All you have to do is, where's your quarterback looking when you need a fourth down completion? We need a third down completion. Where are you going with the ball? Like, those guys step up. So, but that's how it was. Maybe that's one of the reasons why they can't advance very far in the playoffs, is because they sort of don't have that sort of hierarchy at that position.
I think they want Golden. Golden at the end of the season, remember, came on and started to kind of get it. So I think they're hoping that he kind of flashed.
Look, he was a legit. It was him and Ted McMillan were basically the 1 and 2 receivers last year. And so, T-Mac, I didn't think he was great, but he was the offensive rookie of the year.
Yeah.
Matthew Golden was invisible for a large part of the season. But early on, they had a very experienced receiving core with the 4 guys I mentioned, and Tucker Kraft started taking that offense over, and then he went down with a torn ACL. So, there was a period of time where he was just fighting to get on the field, and then when he did, other guys, had a relationship with Jordan Love, and so, they got the targets. But I think Matthew Golden's going to be a good player. He's a good route runner. But we see these hit or misses in the first round at receiver all the time. And so I don't know if any of these guys are going to be, if Matthew Golden is going to take off and be a star. I don't know. San Francisco thought they had one 2 years ago, and he hasn't done anything up there.
All right. My man over here is upset, so I want to give him a shot to feel better that you're here.
He's going to make me feel better? He just told me you never know what you get with these number one receivers picks. They could be turned out to be something. They could be turned out to be nothing.
Well, I'll say this, BG. I was just with the Rams wide receiver coach this weekend. Been around the league. And he had Mekhi Lemon as his number one wide receiver. Like it wasn't even, I'm not going to say it wasn't close to Carnell Tate or, Jordan Tyson, but he was his number one receiver after evaluating all the guys. Now he's in LA, Mekhi's, playing right down the road at USC, all that stuff, but still and I asked him why, just the toughness, the route running. The Rams don't put an emphasis on speed. Puka, Cooper, these guys, they could care less. Like, how strong are they with the ball in their hands? How strong do they run these routes? Like, this guy was a beast. And so, that's just one guy's opinion, one guy's
Yeah, but Baldy, you and I have heard that from several. I've talked to, maybe a dozen people around the league that just raved over the kid, right? Like, raved over him. And I go,
I think if the Rams didn't draft Ty Simpson at 13, I think they would have taken Mekhi Lemon.
Yeah.
I think that was their debate. Now, part of the debate was, okay, obviously Stafford was the MVP. He threw 52 touchdown passes. He was unreal last year. And you just talk to guys in that organization about Stafford and just what he's like. I mean, the walkthroughs might as well be game day to him. Okay. The no-look passes, he practices them every single day in practice, every day. All right. It's part of what he does. The throws in the middle of the field against Seattle, most quarterbacks never even attempt them. But he's trusting a guy like Puka to go get the ball, like strong hands, aggressive to the ball in the air. All these things fit into that Rams, DNA at receiver, and that's what Mekhi is. And if this quarterback is going to take a next step, he's going to have to make those kind of throws in the middle of the field. They're going to be there, but you can't hesitate. You got to pull the trigger. You got to make the throw, and they're going to be there. Off play action, they're going to get looks. I was watching Stafford yesterday. I can't believe how much he's under center and how much play action they use and how they get the ball down. He threw for 375 yards in an NFC Championship game against the number one defense in football. Like, the number of throws down the field, I mean, if the Eagles offense looks anything like that, it's going to be a fun year.
What else you got? You got Baldy here. Go ahead, Mr. Anxiety. Go ahead.
I mean, he's not going to be able to quell my anxiety. I got to see what Mannion can do. I got to see if Lemon can play.
It was a part of it anyway. You knew that. Nobody knows what Mannion is. That's the whole story of the season. Whether AJ's here or not here, Mannion's offense is the story of the year.
Look,
nobody's got a crystal ball.
So it's interesting. Sean Mannion has an extremely thin resume. Okay. Now, he played, I think, 8 years in the league, came out of Oregon State. But if he only played 1 year, he'd have been a coach. So in some of his eyes, this 8 years in the league as a backup, he was already coaching. He was already looking at game plans and how to get guys free. And he was already mentally, but he's cognizant of it. He's cognizant that if things don't go good, he knows what he's going to hear, which is good. Like, he's kind of open to it. Like, yeah, this thing happened pretty fast for me, but he is cognizant of it. But honestly, if you're not under center, if you're not running wide zone, if you're not thinking and how to get guys free and how to attack certain looks in this league right now, if you're running these offenses like we saw last year, you're not winning. You're not going to win. No. You're not going to compete with the Rams or Seattle or San Francisco or Minnesota if they get a quarterback. You're not going to compete with them. Like, defenses can only take so many things away.
Yeah.
If you're not doing multiple motions, if you're allowing this defense just to get your eyes on where you are and what you can do out of these formations, because if you look at a Fred Warner, if you look at some of these linebackers and you give them the same formation with no motion, no shifting, they know exactly where the ball's going.
Yeah, that's why.
Front end pass.
That's
Front
why
end
it
pass.
came into vogue, because you can't move. They'll put you in a bag. That's what happens.
I the quarterbacks coach for the Eagles, Parks Frazier, was out at this thing I was at this weekend, and we were just like, honestly, it was a very relaxed setting. But it was so relaxed you could just pick these guys' brains.
Yeah.
I mean, I sat down with the linebacker coach for the Indianapolis Colts, James Betcher, and we watched the Super Bowl game together. He was like calling all the defense that Seattle was doing and why it was difficult to really complete passes against them and why Drake May struggled. And after you see it through those eyes, you're like, if you're not doing these things, the quarterbacks are going to carve you up, man. If you're not disguising the way they were disguising in Seattle and what you're doing, it's one thing to disguise, with a plan and with great players at every level, experienced players. Like it's just going to get really, really, it's going to look like what we watched last year, which was stale and predictable and really stuck. Like they were stuck last year.
What was his? I'm curious about Becker's take on that. Now, we know that they couldn't hold up at tackle, so that put them behind the 8 ball. But what was his take on what Seattle was doing? Because they're amazing how they floated a ball, and they just don't give you any. They close space out. They close in on you. The receivers got no space whatsoever.
Well, they blitzed a lot, early. They blitzed a lot. They got him behind the chains quite a bit, but the way that they blitzed.
Well, the tackle couldn't hold up.
Well, okay, so the tackle struggled, but even beyond that, they had free hitters with their speed. Eminwari and Devin Witherspoon coming off the edge. But the way that they disguised the coverage was the key, because Drake May's going, okay, where's my hot? And they're taking the hot away.
Yeah.
Where's my safety valve? Well, he's not open. And all the way, I've got Witherspoon coming, like a hurricane at me. Like I got to move.
Yeah.
And they're robbing the middle of the field. Like it was pretty clever.
Yeah.
And then they have different ways that they run their blitz zeros. Like they had a 5-man front on one of the blitzes. They dropped 2 defensive tackles out, replaced them with the linebackers, and brought edge pressure. And Drake May was like, he was helpless. But the back end jumped on these routes. And so there's no place to go. There's no place to go with the ball. Like now he's running for his life, and he's getting sucked up.
Baldy, when you mentioned you think it's going to be a really competitive wide receiver room, do you think it's a competitive wide receiver room with a bunch of talented wide receivers, or is it just a bunch of mid-level guys who are all kind of mid, and it's going to be competitive to see which mid-level guy stands out and gets on the field?
No, I think all these guys got skills. I mean, we start with DeVonta, but Hollywood Brown has had his days. He's a smaller guy, but he's got great speed. I think Wicks is a big guy. He could be your X. I think him and Darius Cooper will battle. Mekhi Lemon is going to be hard to keep off the field, especially at that position. That position will have more value in this offense than it has had. They've had a bunch of guys playing the slot here that haven't done much. So I think that there's 5 or 6 guys that can really compete for the top 3 spots right now.
And be productive.
Well, yeah, be productive, but look, at the end of the year, is DeVonta going to have 120 targets and 90 catches? That could be it. He could be the number 1. But then, somebody's going to get 90 other targets. Like, who's that going to be? Is it based on injury? Is it based on production? I think it's going to be a good room, because honestly, if this offense works well, the receivers are the last thing you're going to worry about.
Yes.
You can plug the receivers in. That's
why last year was irrelevant with A.J. Brown, because the offense didn't work. You couldn't run the ball.
Right. Like it's the last position. Like we talk about receivers. Like look at Minnesota with the receivers they have and the quarterback situation. Like they're not getting anything. Now you get a great quarterback. Like you can look at different guys in this league right now with great quarterbacks. They all get targets. Like if Jalen's a better player because of this offense, you look at Rashid Shaheed, in Seattle. Okay, you look at Jackson Smith and Jigba. Nobody thought coming out of Ohio State that he could lead the league in receiving. Nobody. But in that offense, he's getting a lot of one-on-ones, and the quarterback's getting an extra tick, to really read things and see things. And so I think it's the design of the offense, if it works and if it's well designed, which I think it's going to be, like there's going to be a lot of places to go with the ball.
All right. We got to talk about the elephant in the room. The Rams. Myles Garrett. Oh, you had Myles Garrett up front after getting McDuffie and Watson. What?
The Rams, their philosophy, honestly, is look, they had 2 first-round picks last year. They traded one to go get Trent McDuffie, who was Kansas City's best defensive back. It was the position of weakness from week 3 when AJ and DeVonta tore up Darius Williams and Emmanuel Forbes. They're not even on the roster right now, right? They're looking for work. But they've upgraded those positions. They traded their number 1 in 2000, whatever, for Myles Garrett and a number 1 pick, a good player, very good player in Jared Verse. But it's the arms race. Like Seattle is the champion. You got to go take down Seattle. Like, let's do it. Let's go get McDuffie. Let's go get Myles Garrett. Let's make sure that we protect the MVP of the league. Like Les Snead, the general manager, like he's out there going, I don't care about these number 1 picks. We don't know. It's hit or miss with these guys. Let me go get the best defensive player in the league. Let's go get him.
You know what's nuts about Les Snead is that they always trade their picks. I think they've traded 8 of the last 12. And they hit on 4th rounders, 5th rounders, 7th rounders. They're the greatest scouting team I've ever seen.
Well, I mean, you look at Kyron Williams, a 5th-round pick out of Notre Dame, right?
Right.
Starting running back. Puka Nacua. Like everybody said, he's too slow. They said he could be a dominant player. I mean, you look at Jordan winning. Like you just go. They don't have a single, and have not. Sean McVay. They've never had a number 1 draft pick on the offensive line.
Say,
dude, it's great. They're the complete opposite. I'm looking right now. Since 2016, the Eagles have made 11 first-round picks, and the Rams have made 2.
Yeah,
since 2016.
And one of them was Jared Goff.
Yeah.
The other one was Jared Verse. The other was Jared Verse. Now this year, they drafted a quarterback. So they've drafted 3 number 1 picks since 2016.
That's insane.
Wow.
Insane.
They were already, it was already out there before the trade that they were the Super Bowl favorites. First of all, the Super Bowl is at their stadium, in SoFi Stadium.
Yeah.
Okay. So they were already, and people were going to scratch their head going, well, didn't Seattle just win the Super Bowl? But the Rams, they got the MVP at quarterback. They've got everybody returning. Then you go out and you get McDuffie and Watson at corner, their weakness on defense. And now you go make this trade. Like they were already the prohibitive favorites. Now they are the favorites. But if you look at like Kobe Turner was a 3rd-round pick.
I know.
He was a 3rd-round pick.
Him up. I love Kobe Turner. Oh.
They took Nate Landman, who was a free agent linebacker. He didn't just lead him in tackles. He led him in tackles by 40 last year. All he does is
Well, you know
tackles.
what? That's their like Zach Bond, right? Like you gotta get lucky like that. And you gotta like that was Vic saying, no, he's the linebacker. I'm not going to put him out on the edge. Like I'm going to play him at linebacker and play him inside. That you need like that's the brilliance of coaching too. Like McVay's a brilliant dude, man. And you see what Vic does with his defense.
But if you even look like the Rams played Cleveland 2 years ago, and Myles Garrett barely showed up in the stat page. But that's just game planning. Like what Sean McVay does and his staff do week in, week out is they are going to take your strength away. They're not going to let your strength destroy them. All right. Now, they had weaknesses at special teams last year. It showed up and the Eagles blocked 2 kicks. That Rashid Shaheed took a kickoff back for a touchdown against them. Like they fired a special teams coach. They fire a lot of coaches. All right, Aaron Cromer got fired. And he's a great coach. I mean, they fire coaches when they can't keep up with how they want to manipulate the roster in order to win big games.
Yeah. You're spot on, Baldy, as always, man. Like, it's great, man. We got football. Like, I can't wait.
You can't wait for football. He's getting ready to go tour Egypt.
I know. Listen, he's only going to, first of all, he's an explorer by nature. And second of all, he's got to do something to kill the time before football season starts. Right, Baldy?
Get me to Korea, get me to Thailand, get me to Hong Kong, Singapore, and let me just maybe jump off. Like, I'm bringing dive gear. I might jump on a plane to plow and just go dive some World War II shipwrecks and plow.
Do it.
Go
explore some shipwrecks.
That's it, man.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Yo, you got to do me a favor. I used to love when Anthony Bourdain would go to Asia, and he would have these like soups, and they would be these fire red hot like pepper sauces and ramen and meats and fish, and like you got to have some of those soups.
Yeah, I lifted up a soup bowl. I lifted up a soup bowl one time in Hong Kong, and they had a snake's head, like sitting on the, like some people would put like a scoop of like sour cream on top of their soup. This soup had a snake head in it.
Wow.
I turned that one away.
Yeah.
I'm not eating monkey brains like Anthony Bourdain. I'm not doing it, man. Like but I'm going to eat some street food for sure.
Hey, how about, I'm looking up now, Thailand, bamboo worms, deep fried silkworms.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. Yeah, I got sick in Thailand one time. I'm going to be a little careful.
Yeah, you can't get too nuts.
Can't go bamboo worms.
Yeah, not a word.
Like, worms.
I don't do the insects. Eat the insects.
Yeah, no. I'm not interested in insects.
No, I'm out.
I don't need protein that bad. I'll go get a chocolate bar. I'll be good.
Yeah, exactly. Brother, listen, be safe. Right. You gotta send the pictures though, all right?
Oh yeah. I'll put some stuff out there, cuz. I'll let you see. I'll let you know what we're doing.
Keep your boy posted. Make sure you're alive.
All right.
I don't have to put together an expedition to come find you.
All right. No, I hope you don't have to do that.
I'll have to get the gravy seals.
We'll do a show. I'll do a show from Thailand with you.
All right. Great.
Yeah.
Sounds
awesome.
awesome.
Do it on the phone.
All right, brother.
Guys.
Love you, buddy. See you, pal. The great Baldy.
I'm looking now. You had that story about runaway clams.
Yeah.
And without the clams in it. Northeast Thailand specialties is Gung Ten, dancing shrimp, a traditional dish where live translucent baby shrimp are mixed with chili, fish sauce, and lime juice, and they literally jump in your mouth as you chew them.
Yeah, I'm out on that. I don't want to dance in shrimp. I'm out on it live. I mean, you can eat live shrimp. I don't eat anything that's moving, man.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Like, can you imagine? Like, oh man, I don't want that. People are nuts, man. Cook that thing, all right? Kill it. Kill that mother father. All right, we got to take a quick TO. We'll come right back and. Well, I'm excited because Mike Giardi covers the Patriots for the NFL Network.
Nice.
So Michael is going to join us. We'll have some fun with Mikey coming up, and then we got a couple special guests coming in.
Yeah, they're cooking food right now.
Legends of Philadelphia.
Yeah.
So looking forward to it. I hope Fergie brought beer because that's his specialty.
I don't know. He probably doesn't.
All right. Let's take a quick break and talk about our friends. Let's talk about Parks Casino, Street Road, Bend, Salem. And look, you're looking for a night out at Parks Casino, presents the perfect opportunity. So you have the Parks Grill Steakhouse, the Bamboo Noodle House. All the shrimp is not live. The shrimp is not live. The Bamboo Noodle House.
No,
right?
It's fantastic there.
Amazing. The soups are amazing. It's incredible. All the dishes, the sports book, the poker room. They have everything. It's so much fun. Every night there's a different theme, right? Like you go from country line dancing to salsa dancing. I mean, it's every night there's something.
Great cover bands.
The cover bands are great. The acts, how about the acts?
Mhm.
Tremendous. You know, like you want to talk about big time acts that are coming.
Roger Daltrey?
Right?
The
Like,
Who?
they're all there. And the Parkview Hotel has opened. So you can stay across the street and you're right across the parking lot. Right there, making it a night. ParksCasino.com to check out all the stuff. You're going to love it. Parks Casino, this is how you win. You got to be 21. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. Now let's talk about Philly sports trips. Yes, you're thinking about London for week 5? Yeah, Philly sports trips got you covered. Flights, hotels, game tickets, exclusive fan events, everything's taken care of for you. Plus, you'll experience the weekend alongside Darius Slay. How about it? Special appearances, exclusive events. You're not going to get anywhere else. Enjoy extra experiences all weekend long, including a boat party. That's it, on the Thames. All right, double-decker bus tour. You're going to explore London, one of the world's greatest cities. This is more than just an away game. It's the ultimate fan experience. So lock in your spot today. PhillySportsTrips.com. That's PhillySportsTrips.com. Go Birds. Now, as soon as we get Mike, we'll let you know. You feel better after Baldy?
Still a lot of question marks. I mean, he's higher on Wicks and Hollywood Brown than I am.
I'm higher on Wicks. I don't think. Listen, you're tailgating.
I mean, Hollywood Brown's better than
Dotson.
Yeah, is he?
Yeah, he's better than Dotson.
All right.
I mean, he is what he is.
He's better than Quez.
I mean, he is what he is.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I'm not telling you Hollywood Brown is Tyreek Hill in his prime.
Right.
Right?
Now, that's a word. That's a name. I'm excited. His name starts popping up around here.
The problem is you're about the name. Like, you just can't be about the name.
Well, I mean, Wicks.
I don't know.
He had 300 yards. If I get into the stats, Wicks had 300 yards last year.
Forget about stats. See, that's your problem.
All right, I can't get into names.
All 22.
I can't get into stats.
You got to lie. Focus in. Laser focus.
He's barely on the field. I can even focus on him. He's barely on the field last year.
True. He was on the field all the time. What are you talking about? Come on. Listen, you're going to have consternation over the offense no matter what.
I was feeling so good after Mannion's press conference.
Like the press conference, right?
Yeah, I felt great. But let me a day to process this. This is a big day.
You had 6 months to process.
Yeah, but it's not the same as when it's coming.
Okay.
It's like,
after
all right,
the season's
I know
over.
a relative's sick, but then when it happens, you're like, oh.
No. For the last 3 months, I'm going like this. He's gone. Do you not? You sit next to me?
Yes.
Do I tell you everything?
I knew he was gone. I believed he was gone. I never thought he was staying.
Okay, well.
I heard a guy this morning on, my alarm goes off. I put on talk radio. Some guy said he's weeping, crying because he didn't think it was happening. Now that guy, I was like, what was he?
Well, I told you one day I was listening to it and I'm going, I was stunned by how many people didn't believe it.
Right. They thought it could. They thought if that rate trade
they were arguing with people. It's like, no, guys, I'm making it up. Like, there's such a distrust for the media because I think social media is part of it, and nobody knows what to believe anymore.
Right.
But it's like, listen, guys, you pick out a couple trusted people and go, when they're telling you, it's like,
I mean, the chat's calling Wicks and Hollywood Pinkston and Thrash.
That's not true.
No, it is true. They are saying.
Well, no, it's not. No, Hollywood Brown, I'm less excited. I'm more excited about Wicks. And when I say excited, he's just going to play a role in the offense. Like, you need a tall receiver.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's going to play a role. This is going to be, don't get it twisted, it's Devontae's offense with the tight ends. Now, Goddard's you're going to have a lot on Goddard. And Stowers, but you're going to have all this regardless. Last year they were horrible in the pass game. So the minute Mannion comes in, I don't know, it's all about whether or not Jalen can master the offense. You know what the truth of the matter is? It's all about Jalen and Mannion.
It is.
That's the truth.
That's scary.
But it was like that. I mean, could it get more scary than last year on 3rd and 10?
I guess it is a little less scary. It is more scary without an AJ around. I mean, AJ, you knew what you got. A stud.
Okay, but it didn't translate last year, did it?
No, but you
No,
figure.
I mean, how many times did you watch first and 10 incomplete, second and 10 incomplete, third and 10 incomplete?
Yeah. Felt like every week. You're lucky if you got a completion. Some
How many
apps.
3 and outs did you see last year?
Far too many.
How many times did you see Jalen just bolt right after 2 seconds?
Far too often.
Like, well,
Yeah, I don't know. I'm all mixed up in my feelings, and I'm all mixed up today. That's all.
I'm just trying to talk you through it because it's, you know, last year was you need dramatic change, and ultimately, it's going to come down to Jalen and Mannion and whether or not this offense can work. Like Jalen master the offense. Can he take this evolution? Is Mannion the real deal?
And can any of them do anything if the offensive line's beat up?
The only thing I would disagree with you is that you put more emphasis on the line last year. The line 2 years ago was superhuman, and it was ordinary last year.
Right.
It wasn't bad. It was just, it was ordinary.
I don't know. I remember.
I watched the tape. I saw all that tape. I mean, there wasn't a lot of issue. There wasn't a lot of like they were terrible. There wasn't.
I don't know. It seemed like we were watching clips of missed blocks all over the place last year.
Mm-mm. I didn't see that. I saw more of, they were no timing. I mean, the offense was just a mess.
Yeah.
Complete mess. All right. Jules, should we take a quick TO? All right. Let's take a quick TO, and then we'll come back, and I think we'll have Mike.
That's just say,
What?
Football Fanatic 1 checks in. As a Cowboys fan, man, I sure slept well last night. LMAO.
Rats. Rats. Oh,
Joe
man.
Rockhead responds with cockroach.
Yeah. That's the fear. And then you got this brain.
Oh, Brain's
You got
problematic.
the brain. Oh, the Cowboys.
Yeah, he's playing seeds.
Oh, my God. The last thing, I have a fear. I'm not BSing. I'm worried about the Cowboys. I'm not worried about the Giants.
Oh, well, we know.
And I'm not worried about the
That's your squad
Washington.
this year. You jumped from the Chargers to the Cowboys. We know. You've been saying that for months.
Let's take a break before I punch him in the face. Let's talk about TrueMark Credit Union. Yes. Let me tell you what I like. As something that actually rewards the way you already spend your money. That's exactly what you get with the Everyday Elite Visa credit card from TrueMark Credit Union. We're talking up to 4% cash back on eligible everyday purchases, including gas. And now at the pump what it costs. For a limited time, new cardholders also get a 0% introductory APR on purchases for the first 12 months. Then it's 17.99 APR after that. More cash back, less catch. Apply today, TrueMark.com, or stop by any of TrueMark Credit Union's 24 locations. Listen, rates based on the credit worthiness, 4% cash back on eligible purchases. Bonus categories capped annually. Restrictions apply. Visit TrueMark.com for details. Insured by the NCUA. TrueMark. We love our TrueMark. Now, let's talk about Rothman. Let's talk about staying in the game. If pain is slowing you down, knee, shoulder, back, buttocks, like VG's a pain in mine, whatever it is, you don't have to deal with it. The team at Rothman Orthopedics got you covered. They've been recognized as the number one physician practice in the country by Castle Connolly for having the most top doctors in orthopedic care. That's elite expertise, trusted nationwide. Getting started is simple, all right? Just go to rothmanortho.com/PHLY. Schedule your appointment today. You don't know what type of specialist to schedule with? Use their fast schedule program to connect with their VIP scheduling team to get you set up with the appropriate specialist for your injury. And with Rothman now, you get immediate access to an orthopedic expert for guidance when you need it. At Rothman Orthopedics, your mobility is their mission. Book today, Rothman.com. ortho.com/PHLY. Get back to doing what you love. Pain-free. Prediction? Pain-free. We got our man? All right. Well, from the NFL Network, who covers the Patriots, good friend of Mikey G's.
Oh,
He's
he's
another-
a good dude.
He's another Mike G. Mike Giardi joins us on the Xfinity Mobile call-in line. Mikey! Hello, Mike. Are you muted, buddy? Mike. Do we have Mike? Isn't like smile?
Yeah, it's a good headshot.
Okay.
Got a nice headshot. I was looking at social media. There's some Patriot fans are upset about the deal.
Upset?
Yeah, I saw.
Really?
Yeah, some people collecting fan reactions.
Why?
I didn't
What
dig
was the
into
reasoning?
it. I don't know. We were on the air when it popped up on my timeline, and it was a video. But I don't know,
Like,
curious
why
to
would
see.
you be upset at
They gave
that?
one, maybe. Maybe they're scared about the knee reports. I don't know.
Like, you're upset. I don't know why you
I might be upset if we're saying we Eagles gave up a one to get an old receiver with bad knees.
He's not an old receiver. I mean, he's a veteran receiver. You think he's old?
29.
Yeah, that's not old.
Getting there. That's Joe Bannon. You're right on the Joe Banner age.
God, Nelson,
Joe Banner gets rid of you at 30, right? Right?
Oh my God. No,
That's the Banner rule. 30 years old, out of here.
Yeah, it's another lifetime ago.
Yeah.
That's another lifetime ago. I don't know why if you're the Patriots, you would not like the deal, but all right,
They're Boston fans. You can never figure them out.
Yes.
They're weird.
Yeah, true. True. That's true. I don't know. It's funny our reactions. I have no qualm. Like, I get it. Like,
Well, you're a professional. I'm a fan, man.
Yeah,
I'm an emotional, anxiety-ridden fan.
Yes.
Well,
Yes.
isn't it great? Welcome to the ride.
Now we got Mike. Let me get to Mike. Friend of Mike Garofolo, Mike Giardi from the NFL Network, covers the Patriots on the Xfinity Mobile call-in line. Good morning, Mikey.
Have you ever seen old guys in technology? Well, that was just me now. So I apologize for my idiocy.
You're not old. Stop. What do you say, buddy?
I'm pretty old, man. Hey, beautiful day here. Patriots getting ready for an OTA that the media gets to watch, and then we'll get to speak with reportedly A.J. Brown at around 2 o'clock this afternoon.
So what's the temperature like? Everybody excited for it?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's definitely a clear, maybe they overpaid. I mean, I certainly feel like they overpaid a little bit, but the team needed this. They kind of built their offseason around it. So had this not happened, I think there would have been some panic in the streets.
Wow, you actually think they overpaid for this, huh?
Well, I mean, you're talking about how he gave up a 1 and a 3 4 years ago, got the player, got 4 straight 1,000-yard seasons. He's now 29 or about to be with a knee that is problematic, and how he almost got the same return. So, yeah, I think based on that and based on the fact that how many other teams are really involved, it feels like they did maybe surrender a little bit more than probably was wise or prudent. But again, they built this around this, and Mike clearly feels like he can get the AJ back locked in and committed to the team for the next couple of years.
Yeah, I'll tell you, don't look at the knee. Don't have too much consternation on that knee. Listen, I think you're getting a hell of a player. I think you're getting a guy that, again, when he's happy and when he's in the right headspace, is a big-time player.
Yeah, and that's the challenge, right? And that's, I think, how Mike convinced the rest of the football people, and probably as important, if not more important, the ownership to sign the check and give up a first-round pick, which is something this team doesn't ever do. I think in the last 25, 26 years, they gave up a first for Brandon Cooks and they gave up a first for Bill Belichick. And I think that's it. So Yeah, I think he's super talented, and I would agree that the reports of his demise are certainly premature. But the fact that everybody's talking about the degenerative knee condition, and he himself said it had to be drained twice a week during that Super Bowl run a couple of years ago, does give you a little bit of pause.
Yeah, it's fascinating because the Patriots are like the anti-Rams, right?
Right.
The Rams are always trade this one, trade that one. Look at yesterday, and they shake up the NFL world with the Myles Garrett situation. I'm curious what Drake may like, because when he came here, when AJ came here, it was all roses, right? Like Jalen's the Godfather and the whole thing. And then he kind of lost confidence in Jalen. And now he's going to a young quarterback. There's gonna be a lot of pressure on Drake May to like get him the ball, keep him happy, and kind of get a rapport with him.
Yeah, Anthony, you're not the first person that said that to me, and I totally agree 100%. Like, he had this great year last year, finished in second in the MVP vote, and they get to the Super Bowl. But we all saw the postseason, and maybe the shoulder was a factor, maybe it wasn't, but he didn't play to the same level. And now you're bringing in a player with a big ego who wants the football, wants to be the best receiver in football. And part of being the best receiver in football means you got to throw me the ball a lot. I want 1,500 yards. I want 100 catches. And so, yeah, I think there's going to be a lot on Drake to make this work. Now, to his credit, last year, Stephon Diggs maybe at a different stage in his career. And obviously, they only gave up money. They didn't give up assets as well. But Steph is difficult, and he made that work. So the hope would be here that he can do the exact same thing with AJ and make this a happy, joyous relationship for at least a couple years. Like, this can't be just a one and done thing with Diggs. This has got to be a multiple years. If you're giving up a first round pick, this has got to be multiple years of happiness and high production.
I'm curious, Mike, how close were they? Because you're hearing a bunch of stuff, and you're like, well, now the Patriots knew the Eagles, they had the Eagles over a barrel, and maybe they weren't interested, and maybe the Eagles should go to Jacksonville, or maybe the Eagles go back to the Rams. This is pre-Garrett with all the Puka stuff. How close was it in your eyes from a Patriot standpoint from going sideways?
I don't think the Patriots are going to let it go sideways. I don't. And that's why I think Howie, again, we can debate the return for Philadelphia, but that's why I think Howie got an extra pick out of it. Yeah. Like, I think Howie just said, I'll hold on to him until August. Do you want the guy? Do you want him in your building? Do you want to be able to have him work with Drake through OTAs, this part of OTAs and mandatory minicamp, and then have the playbook for the entire summer, and then have July and August, or I can just sit on him because I can trade him in August. It doesn't change my cap situation, right? I can do that, and maybe, who knows, maybe Puka's thing goes sideways.
Right, there's an injury.
And LA says, we got to come to the table, right? Like, so I think there's a bunch of scenarios. The Chargers, who I thought should have been involved from the get-go, maybe the Chargers looked at it and said, hey, why don't we do something? And so the Patriots said, no, fine. Twist our arm a little bit, but we want this guy here. We want him here now. Let's go do this thing.
That's a great point. What's interesting, Mike, is that, like my guy over here, Greg, was like, wow, I'm disappointed in the return, the compensation return.
Yeah, I was hoping we get a pick this year, first round, and I thought we get a third. I thought it would be comparable to Jalen Waddle. I thought that was a fair comparison. I think A.J. Brown's a better player.
I think he's a better player too, but you're talking about what, 2 years age difference, and not that Jalen Waddle has been super healthy, but like, again, we're not talking about quote unquote the degenerative knee. So I thought it was I think it's a phenomenal return, quite frankly, I do. And like, you're talking about like not too many teams were involved, and not like the Chargers should have been. I'll go back to them. Like,
you're right.
Put him on that roster with Justin Herbert and Ladd McConkey and some of the other things they did. Like, that team could come out of the AFC. Now I think they're looking at the Patriots going, that's the team that you have to go through.
Yes, I think you're right, Ed. I think you're right. I thought the Chargers, I thought Jacksonville, I saw a couple of those teams. I was surprised that they didn't get involved.
Yeah, it doesn't make a lot of sense. And maybe this is also where the Vrabel insight on AJ is like, do we know something you don't know? We've heard all along, like, Mike's talked about how he and AJ still talk, and it's, we're not talking about football. We're talking about
Yeah.
family and fatherhood and all these other things. But like, what do they know that maybe other people don't know, or what gives them the confidence to think that they can? I mean, obviously, other than the 3 years they spent together, what gives them the confidence that they can make AJ what he was and make AJ happy and whole for these next few years?
Yeah. Mike, what's the whole temperature around that team with all the crazy offseason and everything else?
I mean, so there was obviously that stretch there was not a great stretch. And I feel as though, and I've said this and reported this for the last few weeks, that they're kind of on the other side of that.
Yeah.
We talked to Mike last week, and that was the first time we talked to him since he announced he wouldn't be there for day 3 of the draft,
Right.
which was unheard of, right? And he, we asked him questions. He didn't really answer the questions, but we asked him. And I can't really foresee another situation where the stuff pops up again unless or until Diana speaks, right?
Yeah.
And then there'll be some reaction off that. And depending on what she says, I suppose there could be a lot of reaction off of that. But it's died down clearly in the last 2 weeks or so. And other than the little blip last week, I think it's kind of in the rear view now.
Hey, I got one. It was funny. I just was talking to Baldy. We were talking about the Super Bowl. And what was it all just, when you look back on it, was it just the protection issues? Was it just that spot that really just threw everything off kilter? Obviously, they're a great defensive team and the way they blitzed and everything else. But what you think was that basically the story, the whole entire story of that game?
I think they just got outclassed in that game. Like, you can point to the pass rush, and obviously that was a big deal and sped him up, but he'd been sped up the entire postseason. They didn't really do anything well in that game.
Yeah.
Didn't play great defense, kept letting Kenneth Walker get to the edge. Like, there was just a whole bunch of things that were uncharacteristic, certainly defensively, of how they played for the better part of the year. And the offense had been in that funk for a month, and it continued in that. But that's why I say, like, that first game, who really wanted a rematch in week 1 of those two teams? Because that game wasn't close. That was not a good football game. By the third quarter, like half of my story was written. Like, they got their ass kicked. Like, we're good to go. And so you can't tell me, by the way, that the Vrabel situation that developed here in March and April or wherever it was, that didn't play a factor into that being the first game, because from a football standpoint, that wasn't a good game.
Hey, real quick, is everybody like, we're kind of like cousins, Philly and Boston, and
yes,
with the Red Sox imploding, and
wretched baseball team,
bad. Oh, they're awful. And then the Celtics flame out, which, like,
not great.
I mean, we took joy. The Sixers team that hasn't been out in the second round since 2001 took joy about beating the Celtics in 7, which says a lot about the Celtics. And then the Bruins, like, what? I mean, that's probably, everybody's probably in the morning up there.
Yeah, they're all ready for football season. And this A.J. Brown trade was like, we were joking that they might hold a parade, because the fan base is just so excited to, like, okay, Red Sox suck, Celtics disappointed us, Bruins, well, the Bruins do what the Bruins do. Right. And now, like, give me the football season. So there's going to be a long month there when minicamp is over and before training camp starts, where, we turn our lonely eyes to a bad baseball team. I suggest everybody just go on vacation for that month, put away the sports pages. Don't listen to listen to my podcast, but don't listen to anybody else's podcast. And we'll see you when training camp kicks off.
I feel you, brother. Listen, what a pleasure, man. Mike, you're terrific, buddy. We appreciate your time.
You. It's always good to talk to another Italian brother and someone who argues with Garofolo like you do. As I told you in the text, one of the great moments in media in the last year was you two scrapping. I quite enjoyed it.
We go back. We're like family, right? Like, so he and I are super close. Are you from the North End? Are you from up there?
I am from up here. Yeah. I've lived here my entire life. Never really went anywhere else. Did a little stint in Binghamton, New York for my first TV job, but otherwise I am a mass hole true and true.
Well, hopefully I get to see you in the North End one day. I'll get Garofolo. We'll come see you for a nice
We
meal.
can have some good eats for sure.
Yeah, it's the best. Mike, what a pleasure, brother. We'll talk again, man. Look forward to it.
Appreciate it.
There he is, Mike Giardi. That's funny.
He's all right for a guy from up there.
Oh, yeah. He's a cool guy. Well, I texted. I used to have a couple of guys. I have a friend of mine used to cover the Patriots, and years ago, he covered the Patriots and he covered boxing. I love this guy. This guy was like one of the best. But this was years ago. He was older. Mm-hmm. Like when I was in New York, he was 20 years older than me. And he was in Vietnam.
Oh, man.
I'll tell you a story. We were covering a fight at the MGM. Which fight was it? In fact, it was the fight where I was in the elevator with Jennifer Lopez.
You remember that fight?
And I forget the fight. All I remember was J-Lo.
Lost your mind. You can't remember anything but J-Lo.
And this is before she became like the superstar. She had just done the movie, Selena.
Oh, all right.
And she was in, I go, Selena. Right? Like we're in the elevator. And she's tiny, man. She was tiny. And she was awesome. I remember like, oh, yeah, what's up? But I forget the fight. I think it was an Oscar fight. It was De La Hoya. And anyway, they set off fireworks in the arena. And my guy was having a flashback.
Oh, no.
PTSD.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm watching him, and we sit next to me. I loved him. And I'm watching him, and he started to get uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And I'm like, "You all right?" And he's like, and he's hearing it, and he's like, I gotta leave. So I walked him out of the arena. I told the guard, I'm like, listen, he needs to go outside. Yeah. Like he's got to get a little air and away from this noise. And they were like, yeah, of course. And he was a great man. He was front lines in Vietnam.
Yeah, it's terrible.
He was a great writer. He rode a bread truck while he was writing after Vietnam, going to college at night.
He drove a bread truck?
Yep.
Wow.
From Boston. Great dude. Just one of the great people. All right. So I'm excited because we got a couple of Philly legends.
Yes. One is in the house. N.A. Poe is here with some food. And Fergie is coming up the elevator, I think, momentarily.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
That'll be fun, man. So part of Love Philly is to highlight people and places and things that make our city great.
Mm-hmm.
And so
you guys do good things. Fergie's got great bars. Poe's making great sandwiches. And they're both...
There's Fergie.
They're both
Look at him.
Getting together to do the old...
He's a cool dude, man.
Max Tavern.
These are cool guys. They are... look at Poe. Very cool guys. So I'm looking forward to a little sit down.
Yeah, they should
with
be
a couple
good.
of Philadelphia legends. But first, let's go back in the day.
We're going back. We're going back. We're going back in the day with True Mark. Oh, yeah.
I need something to feel good today. I found this. This was funny. It's an old Miller Lite commercial with Bob Uecker.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
Let me buy a beer. Sure. These fans, I love them. When I came in, they didn't recognize me at first, but then when I told them who I was, next thing you know, they're buying me my favorite beer, light beer from Miller. They know us ex-big leaguers drink light because it's got a third less calories than their regular beer. It's less filling, and it tastes great. Thanks. Hey, it's a pleasure to buy a beer for a great pitcher like Whitey Ford. Hey.
Light beer from Miller.
That was John Goodman.
In a beer.
Really?
Hey, Whitey,
He got John Goodman. He got to start in a Miller Lite commercial.
I don't know if that's his first gig, but yeah, that's it.
That's wild. That is, that's crazy.
Well, Eddie Wright saying Poe's his guy.
Oh, that's fantastic. All right. So let's do a little Love Philly. We'll come back, kind of reset things, and then bring in the fellas. All right?
Yeah.
We're spinning.
Rainbow spinning.
We're spinning.
Euchre was a great character. Bob Euchre.
He was.
Yeah.
How about the way when he would call the game? All right, we got it. Let's do a little Love Philly. Philadelphia doesn't pretend. Philadelphia is. It's not just the title Love Philly. It's a feeling. It's a heartbeat. A city that never asked for permission to be itself. That's us, right? That's our personality. Philadelphia doesn't pretend. Philadelphia is. And now in 2026, the world comes back to Philadelphia. Not just to remember, but to celebrate. The show isn't just about what's happening. It's about who we are while it's happening. Because Philadelphia isn't a backdrop. It's a character. It's the voice that tells it like it is. The guy at the end of the bar who doesn't sugarcoat a thing. It's the family that's been on the same block for generations. It's the artist, the athlete, the builder, the believer. It's the lifer, the dreamers, the grinders. It's all of us. And that's what Love Philly's about. We're going to sit with people that make this place go. The ones who built it, the ones carrying it, the ones pushing it forward. The legends who left their mark. Not just the championships, not just the headlines, but the moments in between. The way the city shows up for itself, the way it refuses to be anything other than real. And through it all, we're going to remind ourselves and show the world what Philadelphia is. It's not just a stereotype. It's not a punchline. It's a foundation. It's a force. It's a city that gave birth to a nation and never stopped building. So as the country turns 250 and the spotlight finds Philadelphia again, this is our moment to tell the story the right way. Not polished, not filtered, real, authentic, proud. Because this city just doesn't rise to the occasion. It defines it. This is Love Philly. All right, Love Philly loves Wawa. Thanks to our good friends at Wawa. As we love our Philly, we love our Wawa. Hi, Brenna. Love Philly, hour brought to us by Wawa. Hey, by the way, we got a visitor, my man Dave Jarman, who just got married. Congratulations. Great viewer. Love it. Terrific guy. We love our community. And we want to wish little Dave a happy and healthy marriage as the fellas come in, legends of Philadelphia. Great. All right,
Fergie. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, we've met. You are a legend. I love this. One of the reasons why I wanted to do Love Philly Hour, especially during 2026, is that we're such a special city. We never get our just due. And it's up to us to celebrate people, places, and things. BG, help poor Poe. The chair is the worst chair ever. I
don't see a problem with that.
DoorDash driver coming in here. I'm like, man, on the show. I'm like, yeah, okay, buddy. I'm like, drop off the food, go home.
I think can you not pump yourself up there?
Just stand up and then use the side. Give that to VG. Take VG's chair. Put him in the little chair. He belongs in the little chair, not the high chair anyway. Wait, just switch the chairs. No, use that one, brother. Just do that. It's all good.
Just bringing in another little chair for you. I'm sitting with the 7 dwarfs here.
That's good.
So
Thank you, BG.
we have with us two incredible parts of the community. All right, two amazing guys that have done it. And Fergie, of course, is a legend. All right, and so is Poe in his own right, man. These guys are the best. Fergie came to the United States, came to Philadelphia with $40 in his pocket from Ireland. And he really helped shape Center City. He built something special. And that's really the spirit of Philadelphia, right? Coming to this town from all over the world and making Philadelphia a great place. So I want to thank these guys because they have really impacted the culture of this city for a long time. Let's welcome Fergie and Poe. Fergie, what a pleasure, man.
Oh, thank you so much, man. They're very
God
kind.
bless you.
You're wrong, though. It was $75. And I'm not making a big deal about it. Just my little friend over here.
Hello, little Poe.
Well, we just wanted to get this established in public here.
You guys, first of all, God bless you guys because it's your spirit that helps make this city, our city, special.
Oh, thank you very, very much.
Yeah, I can appreciate that. I mean, like me and Fergman talking about kind of coming together on something for a while, and we checked out a couple things, and then he said this, and like the location, like look, my dad, God rest his soul, he said, don't ever go into business with the Irish. He was right, but I'm in too deep now, so we're just gonna. I feel like I'm in the like DiCaprio on The Departed right now.
We're playing damage control already, and we haven't even opened yet.
But listen, it's been such a great experience because based off reputation, people. I mean, all your guys' reputations as well, right? And then you really work with someone, dude, and it's a learning experience, right? But also at the same time, I hope I haven't, but he hasn't done anything that's like made me like turned off. And you're like, yo, this guy has that reputation because he's this great of a business person. And, every place you open in this city with Terrell Parker as the mayor is going to be a pain in the ass, right? But the thing is like, we're so excited and people are so excited.
What's the status, by the way? What's going on, guys?
Well, first of all, we are ready to rock and roll. I sent photographs to Michael Klein of the Inquirer yesterday, and it's just like we have this beautiful bar.
It looks
ready to
fantastic.
go. We've got a menu. We've got Poe. It's all ready to go. We are waiting on one last little thing, and it's not the city's fault. It is the Liquor Control Board. They want the seller of the liquor license to be all clear with stuff. I had to be all clear with stuff before, and now we're waiting on one last.
What's your credit score
for the seller? We don't talk about credit scores at our level of wealth, there, Poe. I invested that $75. No, we're ready to go. And it's just this thing. I had to get clearance, and we were also told a few weeks ago that they had clearance, but they don't. And it's just a thing, and we're waiting, but we're sitting around waiting, and we're getting into arguments now. I did beat him in an arm wrestling match yesterday.
We're gonna do it for charity
on a desert island with this chap.
No, that's not.
I'll do all the talking for that.
Yeah.
How long you guys think, like, projected around? It's still
Jesus Christ, you do it.
Poe calls me wrong Nostradamus now.
Fergstradamus, this guy.
And it was like, oh, we're on track and on track and on track. And it's like, oh yeah, and then it was just like, oh yeah, we've all got clearance, and so every day I can't give a date, but it'll be. I always say around when we get clearance and stuff, it'll be around 6 days out from that.
Okay,
so that's just gives us time to stock, get buy the food, get everybody in, get training. But we're ready to rock and roll as much as we can, and I don't know. Hopefully,
can I get that the Monto opening in April thing you put up outside?
I wanted to do that. Yeah, and with a big X on it. But yes, we did have in March. We had a big banner outside saying the Monto coming in April.
We don't really care.
Maybe we can use it next year.
It's going to be so cool. It's going to be so cool. And we're so excited about it that we're not even worried about that. We have the menu locked and loaded. I took a lot of the old Pose classics, kind of rolled them over there. And then like, it's such a complicated cuisine, the Irish cuisine. So we've designed
What's wrong with potatoes?
So me and my chef worked on a bunch of like spins on Irish classics we're excited about too. And the burger that we're doing, the Monto burger, this is a smaller version of it. But what we're doing is it's like I'm kind of mixing the two cultures here. We're gonna do crispy gabagool, Irish cheddar, right? Cherry pepper mayo, tomato. So I got these for you guys here.
That's outrageous, man. That's incredible.
Look
at that thing.
Things like those.
It's awesome.
And I brought a chicken palm and our Hamilton, which is two of our classic sandwiches. So like we're really excited about mixing up the idea of the two cultures, because Ferg took us on a trip to the Dead Rabbit in New York City. It's a prestigious Irish bar.
Yes.
So he told us he got us a bus. It was actually one of those decommissioned things, like, when you don't love your parents and that thing has to pick you up to take them to the doctors. What is that thing called? Like paratransit or whatever?
Right.
It was decommissioned paratransit. Right?
I mean,
He's got the Italians in the back of the bus, right? Like we're like locked into like seatbelts on the wall while these guys are all just relaxing. I knew that's where we were going.
I got a short bus because I wanted short boat to feel at home. But I was.
Does he meet you there? Does he take you a cellar?
Another Irish bar owner called Joe McGee from Marty McGee's. We were talking. He said, "Oh, I've never been to Dead Rabbit. Oh, I've never been to Rabbit. I want to bring the whole new crew up." And so I got a 16-seater bus. Well, I don't want to throw you under the bus, Joe McGee. That was a 12-seater bus and some coolers in the back.
Oh, that's priceless.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a lot of fun.
It's all part of the experience. And like the Dead Rabbit was such a great place.
Yeah,
like,
that place is legendary.
And you start looking at the food and stuff, and you're just like, I'm really excited about taking on the Irish stuff that we're doing and just like elevating in that capacity, because it could be like a great thing. And like the location is great. I saw like
tell everybody the exact location.
226 Market Street in Old City, Philadelphia.
The old Max Tavern.
The old Max Tavern. Before that, it was Skinner's. And some people of Greg's age might remember Anthony's.
Yes. I'm a fan of Anthony's back in the day.
You need more Irish people on this crew here. I'm just feeling a little outnumbered there. Right?
Good. You be surrounded for once. I'll make jokes about Fergie in the group chat and no one will laugh, dude. Like I'm just like, yo, it's like in The Sopranos when like Tony Blundetto came home and he's making fun of Tony. They had to pull him outside like he's the boss. You can't call him fat. Like, you know what I mean? Like I break Fergie's balls, everyone just like this. I'm like, these guys, they're all wearing these Adidas suits.
Better to be feared than respected.
I'm wearing my Irish tweed today.
Oh, I love it. Hey, let's take a quick TO. We're going to take a quick TO. And then I want to talk about your story, Ferg. I love your story, and you've helped shape Center City and the vibe of Center City. I want to talk about that. It's a very important part of this city. First, let's talk about our friends, shall we? Let's talk about the Bet Park Sportsbook online casino app. All right, listen, we got hockey tonight. The Stanley Cup Finals begin. And there you have it, Carolina, Vegas. Carolina 165 favorite. I kind of like Vegas. I do. I just keep going back to it. I think they win game one. Tomorrow night, NBA Finals, Knicks and Spurs. I do like the Spurs tomorrow night, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. That's going to be a great NBA Finals. You can play all that stuff, the baseball, everything, right there on the app, plus all the casino games. New customers get up to $500 casino bonus back, as well as 250 spins on the soccer-themed Gold Trio soccer slot game. You got to be 21 in PA, New Jersey, Michigan, Maryland, Ohio. BetParks.com has all the details. You got to be, just remember, got to be 21. Gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER. Now let's talk about Xfinity and the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. What have I told you? You can keep it the same price. Xfinity's incredible equipment. What it does is, imagine this Wi-Fi makes everything in your home work together. Finds and fixes problems before you even know it. Super intelligent Wi-Fi with a sixth sense. All your devices that work in perfect harmony, the same price for 5 whole years. Best part, no annual contracts, no hidden fees. Take it from me, a lot changes in 5 years. Championships are won, records are broken, dreams grow bigger, the kids grow bigger than you, but your Wi-Fi should stay reliable, and the price got to stay put. Lock in your price. Unlock the possibilities with Xfinity. Learn more at Xfinity.com. Xfinity, imagine that. Select plans only. Restrictions apply. We're back here on Love Philly Hour of the show. And joining us, two great restaurateurs, Fergie, Poe. They are great characters. Ferg, tell us the story and tell us when you got here and what made you choose Philadelphia, and tell us the story of the legendary Fergie.
What was Ellis Island like? Is it nice?
Well, yeah. How was Rikers Island? I moved to Philadelphia. I moved to America October 17th, 1987. I moved to stay with a friend in Houston, Texas. Didn't like her, didn't like Houston, and a few weeks later I came up and to stay with my old pen pal's family, and they lived up in Fox Chase. So I flew to New York, got a bus down, and I arrived on a Saturday night into Fox Chase, and on Sunday morning at 9 a.m. I was working for them in El Taco Grande in the Cherry Hill Mall. And they had a place on 16th and Sansom to the little El Taco Grande there, and I worked in both places, and then I sort of became an artist assistant, a house painter, a busboy, and I became a bartender. I bartended the most at McGlinchey's on 15th and Spruce.
Yes.
And it was a really cheap place in Center City, and I got to meet tons of people. It was very much a launching pad for me. And then I turned 30, and I was like, "Oh, what you going to be doing when you're 40?" And I panicked, and then I started taking classes at community college. And then I said, "No, you gotta do your own thing." And eventually, I found this really cheap way of getting into a bar business at 1214 Sansom Street. It was called the Hoffman House, a legendary German restaurant for years. But it was sitting in at 12th and Sansom. It was like probably the crappiest block in Center City at the time. But I saw a rainbow.
Yeah, back then, Sansom Street, you still had the movie theaters, right?
Yeah, the movie. There was a lot of prostitution and drugs, and your car get broken into, your bike would get stolen. I asked Chris Dimitri, who owned Chris's Jazz Cafe, I said, "What do you think of that block?" He says, "I don't stop at the light." But it was also all the troublemakers, like in the neighborhood, or they were all. No one was from there. Nobody lived there. So I had hoped that we could like clean it up and have everybody go somewhere else and do your drugs and your whore, and
like the Monto. Come to the Monto.
Which brings us to the Monto.
Actually, it is named after what? It's after the red light district in Ireland, which I can't imagine what that place looks like.
Okay, all right. So let's step back a bit. I was born in '63. The thought of a red light district in Dublin anytime ever was like crazy, but apparently, in the late 19th century into the turn of the 20th century, there was this area in Dublin called, Montgomery Street, and just off of Montgomery Street, they call it the Monto, and it was the biggest red light district in Europe. Wow. And anyway, so that's the law. But where I got it from is there's a wonderful song by the Dubliners called "The Monto," and it's a very funny song, and it's based. Some of it's based on fact, and some of it's just pure made up BS. But anyway, it's called "The Monto," and I love that song. And it's about I always and there's never been an Irish pub anywhere in the world before called the Monto. So I was like, let's do that. So so I got off my story there for a second though.
So you were on Sansom Street.
Oh yes,
because I love your history, and having spent so many hours, so many nights. I lived off of on 8th and Lombard, and for years my buddy Boo was on Latimer Street, and between Moriarty's and Black Sheep and all the Irish, we loved our Irish bars, Fergie's, Monk's Cafe, you were the pioneer really of Center City and what we saw. So I don't.
So if the mayor, Mayor Parker, if you're listening, a little bit of a break for this. You see what he just said about me? So I didn't know what I was doing. When we opened the Fergie's pub, I opened with a friend of mine, Waji Abed, Lord have mercy on him. And we opened up, and it seemed to be the first new thing in years to open, and like there was a line around the block to get in, and I had one keg of Guinness that was gone in 40 minutes, and I was like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing. Like, you know, but we learned, and but like Poe likes to point out all the time that you still don't know what you're doing.
Yeah.
He uses swear words when he says that too. Poe's on strict behavior today, if everybody has noticed.
Please, brother.
Very thankful for this.
Got you. Who grabs me in the hallway?
So your first indoctrination into the bar business, like once you started to establish yourself, was where?
Oh, do you mean my own?
Yes.
My own bar? Yeah, well, we opened Fergie's Pub, and then...
yeah, what year was that?
That was 1994.
94,
Yeah,
right,
coming up on
yes.
32 years. And then a few years later, my friend Tom Peters, who was running Copa 2 at the time and was who was importing Belgian beers in, getting like that nobody else was doing. In 95, he did an event with like 14 Belgian beers on tap at Copa 2 at 15th and Spruce, and there was the most amount of Belgian beers on tap in this country ever. And he then was given the opportunity to buy 16th Street Bar and Grill, and he asked me if I wanted to partner with him.
Wow, that's
and I said, yeah. And so we went in there, and he wanted to do Belgian cuisine and Belgian beers, and I was like, oh, okay. And he was ahead of the time, and Monk's Cafe is still there, still doing great. I sold my half to him in 2019. But they're killing it still. And what has always put Monk's Cafe on the map was it was a beer bar, like possibly the greatest beer bar, but it also had fantastic food.
Yeah,
and we like before COVID and all that, we went till like full menu till 1 o'clock in the morning, and so we got everybody in there late, and then it was really but it was really wonderful food, even the mussels, the steak, burgers, the works. Yeah.
When you were planning Fergie's, like what was in your mind to replicate a true Irish pub? Like and how did you look at the landscape of Philadelphia and go, this is what I think can be successful?
I think you're assuming there was a lot more thought in the process. I was like, oh, if you don't do something now, you'll die on the streets of Philadelphia, poor man. So that's not true. I lived at 10th and Waverly, and then I was in the Italian market, and I don't know, there was restaurants opening up all the time, but there wasn't pubs or bars, and there wasn't a place you could get a decent beer and a decent burger in a safe environment. There wasn't too much of that, and that's what I wanted to do, and I wanted to be Irish, and of course, it all developed over time, but just to jump to right now it is about as close to my dream as it has ever been. It's like after 32 years, it's just it's real, like the programming we have. Like yesterday was Pub Sing, which is just a group of people come in on a Monday or a Sunday afternoon, 5:30 to 8, and we all just sit around and sing songs. You can lead a song, and it's the most beautiful thing.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And the arts that you do upstairs.
Oh my
God,
that's
Mike Nice.
I do I'm part of a theater. I'm on the board of a theater company called Inish Nua Theater Company, which means New Island in Gaelic, and we do all contemporary plays from England, Ireland, Scotland, and Wales. So so in the fall, I'll do this year. We're going to do two different runs, two different. They're usually 1 or 2 man shows, and they're upstairs, and some of them are set in the bar, and some are not. But so I do like theater like that.
He also they do a live band karaoke.
I want to just take claim to this. I invented live band karaoke. Let's get it into Google.
And what they do is any song that you want to sing, they look it up and learn it on the spot. They just look at the sheet music if they don't know it.
Within reason, but they are. And I have 2 or 3 teams that I could do at the same time. But yeah, live band karaoke every Friday and Saturday night upstairs at Fergie's Pub. And it's a 3-piece band that can basically play anything. You know, you have a killer lead guitarist and bassist.
You'll see like the drummer listen to it on Spotify real quick, and then he'll just play
so
the
then,
song.
Wow,
Anthony,
that is
let's say you want to sing, you know, some Italian song. Like that. We learn it on the spot for you. But they're so good, and we throw the lyrics up on the wall. And
just maybe you'll show up and sing something. Like
I might show up.
That happens occasionally.
Yes, it does. So it's been so busy, I can't get in. It's a lot of fun. Everybody has a great time, and and if you want to rent it out for your wedding, no.
It's the only bar I go to in the city that doesn't have a TV.
Well, yes,
the only one.
It is
the only
amazing.
one I'll step in where I can't watch sports.
It was the truest form of a pub, right? Which is no distractions. It's a gathering place, which is so beautiful, man.
Thank you.
Right? Like it's for us to connect. I admire that.
All right, thank you very, very much.
And you also kind of birthed all of that, right? Like all the guys that I became friends with that wound up going, who worked at Moriarty's, who worked at who was the place on the Head House Square, the Irish bar? There was a pub.
Oh, it was
Dickens Inn?
Dickens Inn,
the
yeah.
Dark Horse.
And like, we used to go around the city, and we loved our Irish pubs, and you know, all the guys that we became friends with, all because you started all this stuff.
Right, thank you. Yeah, they are
did they all work? They all work for you.
Some people are like, but James E. Stevens, who owns
James, I would love James.
Who owns the Black Sheep? He worked at Moriarty's, and then what do you call it? And then they opened the Black Sheep and stuff. But like, I was his best man. I was his best man at his first wedding. James is great. Of course, they had a fire recently.
Yes.
So some love and support to them.
Do that.
We didn't start the fire. It was Poe that was smoking.
Poe, give me a beer. All this talk about pubs, and I'm like, now I need a beer.
I got Human Robot beers. I have restaurants and 2 Human Robots on 5th Street and 1 in Brewery Town. So their beer's amazing. Their Haltow Pills is
I love it.
beer. Yeah,
that's fantastic.
I had the Hamilton sandwich.
I just had the Hamilton.
A Human
Fantastic.
Robot recently, and I was blown away.
Yeah.
And also that little cheesesteak thingy. What's your little cheesesteak thingy?
Yeah, we're gonna be doing a little cheesesteak thing down there. There's a lot of tourists, man. I went down there the other day. There's like 11 British people on like the ground eating food, you know. And I think Old City needs
He felt ready.
Wow.
Old City, I feel like really needs like a resurgence. Like Center City, you know,
Yes.
people are going back to work,
Yeah.
etc. Right, but like the Betsy
Right.
Ross House isn't going anywhere. The
Right.
the Liberty Bell, it's not going
Yes.
anywhere. And you know, the tourism is amazing, and I feel like that it's going to be great to be able to cater, especially with like, you know, us being an ethnically based
Yes.
thing. A lot of people are going to come by, and I think they're really going to like be blown away by the fact that like, you know, it's a little more playful than, you know, Fergie's Pub. Like it's, you know, he has me here and stuff like that. But guess what? Like we're gonna do like a lot of stuff that I think that people.
Well, you know what I love about it? I'm sorry. To me, one of my favorite streets in the city is Delancey Street, but on between Second and Fifth,
Yeah.
like I like that more than the west side of Broad Street. I love that area. I just did that area, the cobblestones, like
I turned 21 in like 2002, so like we were down there like partying like crazy, dude. Like we would go to all those places in Old City, and now I feel like it's great to kind of just get back into the fabric of like what's actually Philadelphia, especially
Yes.
with 250 and FIFA and all this stuff. Like the thing is like I just feel like that this is like the right project for us, you know, to be able to kind of just like lock in and be like, look, you know, look at these fucking guys. I did it.
Oh, no,
Look, it took me like 30 minutes.
I was just going to I was going to talk about that. What for tourists, we are starting. We're calling it the Rookie, and it's basically a beginner's cheesesteak. It'll be a half-size cheesesteak, and we'll
we do half a
explain
cheesesteak.
to it and so. But I also would like to point out. You mentioned FIFA. FIFA just gave me the Irish Man of the Year award. You know, the first time ever they've given such award.
That's amazing.
Will you be at a game?
I believed you. I'm like, wow, that's fantastic.
Believe me.
I did. I believed you.
got
I'm like,
company.
oh, really? I have to talk to Meg Kane about
He
that.
invented Center City. Like, I got to deal with his ego after you guys pumped him up for the
Well,
last
I
half an
mean,
hour.
you know,
Invented Center City.
I don't need no pole, boy.
What do you? I'm going to ask both of you guys. I'll start with you, Ferg. What do you love about Philadelphia?
Like the underdog, the gritty, just like coming from Dublin, and I moved to Houston, Texas, like 2 weeks in Houston, horrible, and then I come up to Philadelphia, and it's like, oh, I'm sharing a house at 15th and Pine, and I had to go, oh, and I've got a job as a busboy, and I've got a bicycle, I've got an old bike, and it's just, I don't know, easy and nice and gritty. And I also, I like my bars, and I lived halfway between McGlinchey's and Dirty Frank's. And I was like, oh, okay, this is a nice little gritty town. And anyway, I don't know. And then the people, and I got, I was always going to theater and stuff. And then I got heavily involved with the Philly Fringe. And I don't know, there's just a lot going on. And Lucille Ball said, the more you do, the more you can do. And I know, I think you should. That's a good, it's just, I don't know. It's all happening. It's a lot of love, a lot of good people.
Did you see a lot of, did you feel more, I mean, certainly than Houston, connect, because obviously there's a big Irish community here. It's Dublin's that kind of city. Like you could kind of relate to, I think, the fabric of this city.
I could relate to the fabric. There's a big Irish community here, but they're not in the city. It's like it's mostly out in the suburbs that you have all the off the boat Irish. But there's a few hand-selected ones who live in Center
South
City.
Philly, we had a lot of a big Irish community, like obviously by the River Wards, and then on the west side, like on our side, like there's a lot of big Irish community.
I got you.
And I don't know. There's something about, I love the age of our city that I think it translates, that there is still that, I guess we're
old world.
Yeah,
it's almost like it's like a European town. I was saying to my wife the other day, we're just like driving around. Like my parents are West Philly Italians, and I grew up in Drexel Hill. And then like, but the first,
my cousin Joey lives right on Drexel Hill, Blythe
You got a cousin Joey?
I got a cousin Joey who's married to Karen Bryce, whose parents are from Ireland.
Yeah, Bryce. I know who that family is. Oh my gosh, I can't think of it. But I've got a new dating site. It's called I Got a Guy.
I got a guy. We got guys. So what do you love, Poe? What do you love about, what drew you?
I mean, like, so I would stay at my grandparents in Overbrook, and then I would take like the train down to the city from the time I was like 13 years old, and I just loved just immersing myself in like all of the kind of culture that was going on in the city. And now I've lived, pretty much my whole adult life here, and like actually with like, being involved in the pot movement for a long time and decriminalizing marijuana, being involved in that, and now seeing 10 years later, like people being able to like smoke weed, and there's a million good places to eat, and our sports teams are like, always like at it. And it's just like, it's alive. Like if I've driven through the Midwest, dude, and you're just like, like the soul of like what like a place used to be is there. And I feel like we continue to like thrive and like pump here. And does it get more inconvenient? And does it take you 30 minutes to go from Fairmount to South Philly now? Like, yeah, but you know what? Like it really has like a pulse. And I really like Brooklyn, right? They'll totally assimilate that. And like nothing about Brooklyn will ever be there. I don't think you can take away certain parts of what Philadelphia is, and you can gentrify it. And a lot of my customers are gentrifiers, and I appreciate them. You know what I mean? Like they keep my kid in Nike.
I can see the neighborhood. South Philly changed.
South Philly's crazy, dude. I got South Philly. It looks like a Motley Crue concert.
Hey, no reason to take a shot at the crew.
No,
he keeps his kids in Nike.
Poison.
But it's. I'm glad you said that it's still thriving, because I agree with you. Like you see, and I think this year gives us an opportunity to kind of, for us to step into the spotlight. Cities become in vogue, right? Like when there was the World Cup was in Brazil and everything became, Miami had its moment. All these cities had their moments. And I think this should be ours. This should be our moment.
Yeah, and All-Star game too. Like, I mean, that's crazy.
Right.
Also, looking for home run derby seeds for me.
There's a wonderful movie called 24-Hour Party People, and it's all about the Manchester music scene and the explosion of that in the 90s. And they talk about, they said, suddenly Manchester was Renaissance Florence.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I feel that way about Philadelphia
Seattle
right now,
grunge.
that we are Renaissance Florence.
And that's
right
why old
now.
I
cities.
love it. Let's go to the Mobley Gardens. I love it. I love it. Let's take a quick TO. We have to take a quick break. Come right back.
Can I leave?
With the guys. No, Ferg, you can't go. Oh, you got to go?
I can't go.
Oh, go. I'm sorry. I thought you were laughing.
No,
I
I
have to leave.
Let them come back and let's wrap, and then we'll cut.
You
early.
do what you got to do. Come right back. Do what you got to do. We'll be right back. I just got to tell our friends about something first. Let's talk about Valley Forge. And speaking of our great town and our great region, you know that feeling we need a quick reset, but you don't feel like dealing with airports or long drives, overcomplicated travel plans. Montgomery County, PA, such a great getaway spot. A little bit of everything: history, shopping, entertainment, outdoor adventure, great food, all just right outside the city. You can spend a day exploring Valley Forge National Historical Park, hit the shops at KOP, check out live entertainment, explore some of the small towns and hidden gems throughout Montgomery County. And with America celebrating 250 years this summer, never been a better time to experience the history and stories that helped shape this country. Whether it's a couple trip, family weekend, sports road trip, or just a chance to unplug for a few days, Montgomery County makes it easy to get away without going far. Plan your trip, book your stay, and start your retreat today at valleyforge.org. That's valleyforge.org. Wawa's got tacos. Tacos. Oh, Wawa expanding its freshly prepared food lineup with new seasoned beef tacos available for a limited time. Built to deliver bold, craveable flavor in every bite. We're talking warm, soft tortillas filled with Wawa's savory, juicy, boldly seasoned beef, plus fresh toppings that you can customize your way. You got options too, from seasoned beef, chicken, steak, black beans, shredded cheddar cheese. Pick up 2 spreads like salsa roja, garlic aioli, barbecue, ranch, buffalo, chipotle, and you top it off with shredded lettuce, salsa, fire-roasted corn, onions, or pickled jalapenos, all packed in a 6-inch soft flour tortilla, making it perfect handheld or on-the-go option. Seasoned beef tacos doesn't stop, all right? It's available across the full lineup, including burritos, bowls, and quesadillas, so you can mix and match and build the meal that fits your appetite. But don't wait. The lineup is only here for a limited time while supplies last. Next time you're at Wawa, grab a taco and find your new go-to order. All right, welcome back with the guys. Legends of the Town. This is where we celebrate our own city, people, places, and things. 2 great guys, great restaurateurs, Poe, Fergie. That's all you got to know. They're one names, and they're one name legends.
Hoagie.
There you go.
Listen,
Cher is coming on next.
I know you got to roll. Listen, I'll ask you. I'll leave it with this. What message do you have for us, for Philadelphians, as we enter the city, a time where the city is undergoing the spotlight?
All right. So I've been thinking about this a lot recently. Funny you ask. Like at the moment, you're like, we're getting ready for tourists. We're getting ready for 250. We're getting ready for World Cup. And so the city is like, oh, well, let's clean the place up now. Oh, let's put new cobblestones down. New cobblestones. What a bloody idea. Let's put new cobble. Let's tidy up. All right. Oh, and if you want to stay open until 4 a.m., you can now stay open until 4 a.m. Oh, and then we're all going to charge 20% tip on everybody. And it's like, no, what about us? What about the Philadelphians? They say Paris is wonderful because it's for the Parisians. You know, they're not like, oh, let me make what they call it, let me make cheesesteaks because Philadelphia people are coming.
And charge $25 for them. We're trying to
Parisian, I just like, no, we got this. And it's fun. And it sort of feels like too, like, oh, Philadelphia. We're for tourists. We don't really give a darn about the
Yeah,
Philadelphia.
that's
It's like,
Philadelphia.
well, let's tidy up. Oh yeah. Oh, the tourists are coming. The tourists it's like a Catholic family, and the
Right,
Protestants.
you want
the
to
Protestants
create
are visiting.
Disney World Philadelphia.
Yeah, and everyone,
And that's not what we are.
No.
We're not Disney Philadelphia.
because they want, everyone wants to, like, we're going to be able to provide an authentic experience of what, it's like to be a Philadelphia resident, to where you're going to see, like, people coming in to hang out there,
Yeah.
right? But also people are going to just wander in there. And when you wander in there, you're going to get us. Like, I might be smoking a bone outside. Like, you know what I mean? Like, Fergie will probably be 9 beers deep. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so, and I'm starting to get into Guinness. Like, as an Italian, I never drank Guinness. It tasted like an ashtray to me. Dude, I've been having them like off of the pump
It's
when you're
the-
getting it,
the
like you're
greatest,
getting it
man.
like from that.
It's like nectar,
Oh, dude,
man.
give me 2 of those, a whiskey, a bone, I'm good. Good.
2 of them, whiskey, a bone. I'm good. That's a great way to leave, Anthony. Thank you so much.
Fergie, God bless you, brother. What a pleasure.
Appreciate you guys so
Everybody,
much.
thank you so much. I'm stealing a burger.
That is fabulous. There he is. That's Fergie, the great Fergie. Shall we go to our corners, Jules?
Are we going to talk about the massage, AJ Brown's massage?
So
Or not? Can we talk about the massage? Now we're talking about that. Are we talking about that? You
No.
have
No.
All right, look, all right.
debunked that
No.
story. That's the
Stand
It's
still.
not. It's not real.
I get a massage. Give Fergie a massage. Send him to Nova.
No.
Don't you just sit on that corner?
Sit on the corner. We'll get rid of the chair. Now we're on our corners
Pick me out
offense.
whenever you want.
Well, tell us about how you became the sandwich king, the cool sandwich king
Well,
In a
of
PG,
Philadelphia.
PG
here's the
version.
PG
Hey,
version.
give me the
Here's what-
do me a favor.
It's coming
And
up.
where's the parm? I want to taste your
Yeah, the
chicken
parm.
parm.
I mean, at this point, I don't know what it's like there.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna, but that's it.
Yes,
But I guess, well, it's actually
that looks outrageous.
It's actually coming up on 10 years, right? In April, that me and my wife were throwing these. This is before medical marijuana, before decriminalization. We're throwing these pot parties where you can come, and we had growers from all around the country that knew come. Long story short, the narcs like put something in there. Put a guy in there. We got busted heavy. I got 8 felonies, and then and then my mom went to high school with Chuck Peruto. So all of a sudden, I'm up there at CFCF. Chuck Peruto comes in. He's like, "You're gonna have to sit up here for a few weeks, but then I'll get it down." So he got us down. I pled to some felonies. I got probation, and then I got my wife pregnant, and I really had to do something else. Human Robot gave me the opportunity, and I threw Pose in there, and I just kind of like modded the 2, and now I got 3 places. I'm in Poison Heart right over here on 448 Market. I'm on 931 Spring Garden Street. It's a cute little cocktail bar.
That spot.
Doing this thing
Yeah.
with Ferg. I was just in the weed game for a long time. Now I'm just like doing sandwiches instead. And like at the end of the day, I have my reputation, now in both of those things, which is kind of cool. And like, working with him is like, people come up to me, right? But like, dude, I'll be out with this guy, and like people, are coming up to him all the time, and it's like, wow, this guy want to work with me, and I'm kind of just like in awe, right? And then it's just like, cool. So it's like all this time, I'm 7 years into it. I mean, I got a 7-year-old, shout Luca, and I'm a little league coach, and so it's like,
Lucas playing 7U?
no, he plays down. He plays down Philly Dragons.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah. I got kicked out for like 2 days, and then
You did?
and then I got to sit down with. Like,
I'm a coach. I've been coaching forever. My Massimo.
well, my dad was like the commissioner of Babe Ruth and PA, like for my whole childhood, which cost him his marriage and our family in the long run. But that's a joke. That's a joke. No, but but also like but I didn't realize how much of that like innate in me, and my kid's pretty good, and I got involved with Philly Dragons, and it's been kind of funny, and it's like imagine me showing up and I'm just like your kid's coach, you know what I mean? Because like I'll go coach in
We
this.
hear really
I'll
good
go-
things because you coach Nick, right?
Yeah.
From our sales
Yeah.
guy, Nick.
Yeah, and the thing is like I'm a lot of things, dude. I love weed, I love baseball, I love restaurants, I love the freedom of being able to do whatever I want, and at this point, I've kind of achieved that. So I'm kind of trying to be present in the moment and be grateful, which like
I think
most
that's
of my
beautiful,
career,
man.
I really wasn't. So it's just fun, and hopefully me and Ferg and these guys can like blow this whole thing up and kind of just get some juice back, to Old City.
All right, so let me ask you right now. I'm glad because I love Old City like you do, so I'm so happy that your spot that Monto is going to be there is a big deal. I think that's awesome. If I say to you, your favorite spots right now, no particular order, spots that you love.
I mean, basically where I go to at the end of the day, because I don't have a lot of time, is like I'll give you all the pedestrian places that I think that people like shouldn't that usually don't go. I go to Johnny's Hots across from the casino. I sit there with like the bike cops and I like listen to like podcasts in my car and eat a couple hot sausages. Like I'll go to Nick's Roast Beef on Jackson Street. Like I'll go down to Celebrys and I'll get
Mike will get the pizzazz.
Get the pizzazz. You know what I mean? Like I love C&G.
It's funny you gave the Nick's Roast Beef, which is still. I have to go at least once or twice a year or whatever. I gotta have that. I still love that.
I'll pull up to Phillips at 1 a.m. and just dude, like, and that's like who like I am with that stuff. Like a lot of these hoity-toity places are like coming. And look, all my places are on the north side of town. I never thought that I would ever live north of City Hall, right? But I live in Fairmount. My restaurants are in Kensington.
Yeah.
They're in Brewery Town. They're over here. Like, I wouldn't mess with South Philly. Like, I got Uncle Gus the other day in the Reading Terminal.
Yeah.
Dude, Danny's bread, like, is so, like, amazing.
Yeah.
That I just, like, sat there and I was like,
he's a
great
bread.
And I would never bring any of my stuff to South Philly because, like, I wouldn't do as well. And I have absolute respect for the people down there that have created, like, the culture, even Kasha's. Like I used to live on 11th and Jackson. I'd go over there and I get a pizza. I get a Stromboli. I sit in my house. That's what I love about this city. And you know, these places that are coming in, that's fine. But I'm on the north side of town, and it's a lot of gentrifiers, and it's a lot of people that don't want to drive across the city, so they've never had a broccoli rabe sharp provolone.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And like introducing that kind of stuff on that side of town. Like I know my place, dude. Like I'm not an overly ambitious dude. Like, I just want to be able to buy sneakers and baseball hats and weed. You know what I mean? Like, I just bought a $300 bat the other day. Like, this bat stuff is a thing, dude.
We hear him in these bats constantly.
So you have no idea. Like, when like, my Massimo's bat bag is worth more than my car. And that's true.
It's like my
car didn't start today.
Yeah.
Like, it really is. It's something. But it's the greatest thing in the world. He's 7, Luca.
Yeah.
So you got a lot of years to watch him. It's my favorite thing in the world. I freaking love it. I do tournaments.
And baseball's back, man. Baseball's so great with the pitch clock and with the young. Like I can't even football. I'm almost done with. Like baseball right now is so locked in, and there's so many great young players. And the Phillies
baseball's awesome.
Yeah.
Don't say you're done with football.
I don't know, man. I know it's hard, right? It's hard. My dad used to have season tickets when it was when it was Clyde Simmons, Jerome Brown, and like all those dudes. Yeah, dude, at the vet, we used to drive down from our house and we'd park behind Celebrys and my Aunt Rita's, and we go in there, and that's where I learned to curse. Really. Like Randall.
That's the greatest.
It was, you know, so, but it's also like, you know, Philly is crazy because so many people have moved here and they're used to a winning culture now, and they're not necessarily like the realest of fans, which is, you know, kind of interesting because if you are a Phillies fan, like you know, a Philly Eagles fan, you know how lucky we've been in the last like 7 to 10 years. And I think a lot of people are just expecting victory over and over again. And like, you know, I'm just hoping that this new form of the Eagles will be a different story.
Well, yeah, our boy over here, I had to talk him off the ledge.
Yeah, well,
you got anxiety, like AJ Brown.
Right, AJ going. Yeah, I mean, AJ's, you know, it's about ball distribution too, and I feel like that the dude wants the ball as much as he wants, and now maybe we can be like spread, you know, 25, 30 passes around 5, 6 guys, and then have a more like fluid offense, and hopefully, you know, that'll do that. You know, as long as Aaron Donald doesn't come back out of retirement.
You see that? You see
he's in the
media?
Yeah. Well, after, you know, Myles Garrett, so, you know, he's going to do it too.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a quick TO. We'll come right back and wrap it up. Our Love Philly. I love this segment. I love talking to guys like Fergie and Poe, true Philadelphians that add to our culture, man. And that's a big part of it. All right, let's talk about our friends. Let's talk about Dick's Sporting Goods. We're just talking with Poe about this, right? You know, baseball games happening in your own neighborhood, summer sports officially in full swing across Philadelphia. You got to stop at Dick's Sporting Goods. right? Like, I'm sure you got to have your batting gloves, Poe.
Sliding thing.
Luca likes the sliding gloves. Yeah, they all
never wear sliding gloves.
I do. I do. I same thing.
All right.
But they got it all, right? Like they got it all. Dick's Sporting Goods, your one-stop shop for everything you need this season: jerseys and fan gear to rep our squads, plus all the equipment, right? Gloves, cleats, bats, balls, football stars, right? They have all the arm sleeves and mouth guards. Mossbo's got the money mouth guard. The mouth guard with the money signs on it. It's easy. Stop by your local Dick's Sporting Goods store anywhere around the Philadelphia area or shop online at dicks.com before the next big game, whether you're heading to the stadium or just back out with friends. Make your first stop Dick's Sporting Goods because summer sports start here. Now let's talk about Rothman and staying active when you got 7-year-olds or 13-year-olds. You got to be active, right? Well, if you got pain, you don't have to worry about it. Whether it's knee, shoulder, back, whatever it is, you don't just have to deal with it. All right? The team at Rothman Orthopedics got you covered. They've been recognized as the #1 physician practice in the country by Castle Connolly for having the most top doctors in orthopedic care. That is elite expertise, trusted nationwide. Getting started is easy. Head to RothmanOrtho.com/PHLY. Schedule your appointment today. You don't know what type of specialist to schedule with? Use the Fast Schedule program to quickly connect with their VIP scheduling team to get you set up with the appropriate specialist for your injury. And with Rothman now, you get immediate access to an orthopedic expert for guidance when you need it. At Rothman Orthopedics, your mobility is their mission. Book today, RothmanOrtho.com/PHLY. Get back to doing what you love. Pain-free. All right. Back with Poe and VG. Your sandwiches are tremendous.
Solid. Really good.
Sarcon's Bakery, too. It's like it's nice to be so involved with them. I mean, like, they're 4th generation. If you're not dealing with Danny and Angelo's directly, Sarcon's is, such a tried and true part of Philadelphia, which is like, bringing them in there. It might not mean anything to, like, everyone, but guess what? Like, we know that we're, supporting local businesses like that.
Where's your favorite pizza?
Dude, I like CJ&D tomato pie, which is in a brewery on Passyunk. They're really good. Like I said, I like Celebreeze.
Oh, yeah, that's right, Michael.
My boy Dan, Circles and Squares, that are in Fishtown. And Pizzata Pizzeria, those kids are from Naples, and they have the place on, and they just won World Best Pizza thing. They have the place on Passyunk, and then they have
Chiro.
The old school. Chiro's my boy, dude.
Yeah, he's a good friend of mine.
Dave, the Davide, and them are great. Yeah. And the thing is like, 4 or 5, like we rotate, like, I rotate through them and then they're best. And I even go to Badia, like every once in a while. Dude, I love sitting down there and getting getting a couple pieces.
Still ridiculous.
Dude, it's so good. It's so good. And all
the angry pie is a great pie.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, like I just try to keep it like small business style as much as I can down here. There's a lot of New York companies moving in with their concepts and whatever. And guess what? I think most people in Philly don't really care. I mean, you could come here and eat for 5 to 7 days, dude. Like if you came here, that's what I'm excited about.
Like I think everybody coming down here, with all the tourists coming in, give them the authentic experience.
And we're not going to gouge you. Just come out, come to the Monto.
That's what the Yankees had, though.
Yankees had, dude. I grew up. My dad raised us on like Don Mattingly and Willie Randolph and like guys like that. And as an Italian, I really appreciate a lot of all.
I know.
My friend John Marletti.
He's the same way.
Yeah, he's like,
and like, dude, I'm a Phillies fan, like, obviously, but like, you know what I mean? Like,
I know they all.
There's no mistake with the Phillies, to be honest.
Poe, what a pleasure, my brother.
Dude, it was great to meet you guys and be here. Yeah, thank you so much. Everyone come out to the Monto. We'll get you guys down to the Friends and Family opening and stuff too. And hopefully we'll get rolling soon. But thanks so much.
What a great concept too.
Dude.
Yeah, and the images look good from the rehab of the place. So
and the last thing I'll say is just like Fergie and those guys, like they're not super social media savvy, and I've built my career off of it. And I think a lot of people know who Fergie and those guys are, and I'm doing all the social media, and what I'm trying to do is kind of almost narrate them, right? And it's kind of a new job for me because it's usually like, oh, here's a sandwich and I'm high and I'm blowing weed on it. Come buy it. Like, but the thing is, these guys are legends. Like, I'm like just kind of enjoying the idea of curating like their nice little bignesses that they allowed me to like be a part of. So like,
you started like you were in part of that sandwich, like breaking the sandwich open. Sure. Like that was you're a
I mean,
pioneer for that.
Yeah, social media stuff is like early. I mean, I did a lot of my career has been on social media, and I can appreciate it. And I'm grateful.
That's awesome, man. Well,
Yep.
great stuff, Poe.
Stuff, dude.
Good to have you.
All right.
Thanks to have me.
Dave Jarman, again, little Dave, congratulations on your wedding.
Oh, congratulations, Dave.
Yeah,
Like-
little Dave is
You ever
one
get
of our
married?
fine listeners hanging out with us. That's going to do it for us. Jules rules, as
Julia.
always. She killed it producing. We'll be back tomorrow. I know we'll be talking more AJ, so maybe VG will be over it by then.
We'll see.
It's only been 6 months. We love you guys. Shot! We have Fit Dad. Have a great day. We love you guys. See you in the morning.
Y'all silly like the mayor.